Okay.
Okay.
And we're live.
I can already see us on screen, which means we've probably started.
Yes, we have.
We have. Perfect. In that case, welcome to Dreams of Dragons, guys. For some reason, my Twitch is being absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to assume everything's working fine. So, real play Ryuutama game about dragons and lots of feelings for some strange reason. We'll start with the admin first, which technically means I'm supposed to be putting things in chat, but I can't. I'm going to look at my producer.
I might be able to.
Can you? All
Yes.
I need is an exclamation mark sponsors, and I'll be happy.
Hey, I did it. It works for me.
Yay! Perfect. In that
And
case,
hello,
let's
Maltulu.
start by thanking our sponsors. We still have Table to Flute for dice, which are amazing and perfect. I already own too many. This is bag 1 of 5, so no judgment from over here if you want to buy more. By all means, go over there, get more dice. Use WTTP dice to get 15% off the sets you've selected, and then get more sets, because that's how it works. Oh, I'm showing Corgi butt. Hang on. Next up we have So Nerdwear with Matty and his amazing merch shop who will provide Welcome to the Party merch, but also general nerdwear in case you don't want to be incognito in your everyday life. And of course we still have Devin Rue, an amazing cartographer who makes beautiful maps with more detail than I ever consider putting into my worlds. I leave that to my players. And those maps are on paper, but also on dice trays or little leather dice holders, and it's beautiful. You can check her stuff out on ruinc.com. We'll go around and we'll introduce ourselves and who we're playing. Again, no Inez this week. She's still recovering from, getting her jaw set, which makes it difficult to talk, so we wish her well. And once again, Inez, all the best drugs. Good luck. We'll go for my clockwise, and we'll start with Angela.
Hello there, everyone. I return. Hi, I'm Angela. My name is Speaks24Fem on the Twitters and in other places. I will be playing Hana, the spring magic herbologist, polyamorous queer healer for the party who just gave up her notebook.
The quartermaster.
Other things, and quartermaster, yes.
Yeah.
Because
New jobs.
how many more things can I add to this long description? We're at 7 or 8 people. Keep tally.
Keep it on 2 hands, all right? Let's.
Also, Angela will play all animals.
Yes, this is also my unofficial job, so if we require a manatee or small livestock of any kind to be done, I would be prepared for me to be making the faces.
Exactly. Which brings us to Michael.
I am Michael. I play Waden San Clemente II, our young, noble fighting type, who, as we were talking about earlier, has not left the castle in 19 years and is finally getting to experience the world for the first time. So he's just really trying to find his way, falling in love, falling out of love, having a good time.
Falling back in love.
Yeah, it's cyclical.
And then we have this week's guest, Brain.
Hi everyone, thanks for having me. Firstly, it's wonderful to play with all of you. Man, today I will be playing your technical merchant, Koro Greenfeather. I'll save the character voice for when he shows up. But I don't know how much you want me to tell people about it.
I think a surprise might be good.
Okay.
Just wait and see what happens. And then, of course, we have Lana.
Hi, I'm Lana. I will be playing Fern, the coolest girl from her village. She is a fighter and a crocheter, which is her craft. She's traveling with Clover, the baby goat, who is still protesting. People are still protesting, don't forget. And, yeah. Fern just does what she thinks is right.
Yep.
That's about Fern.
Yep. Last time we had Ines playing Lily, who had another rage attack. She has anger management issues and has checked herself back into the spa for more breathing exercises. She may show up for a little bit. We'll see. I've been told.
We have a
Pretty good at pretending I'm
flawless
Lily.
Lily
As long as she's
impersonator.
angry, I'm good being Lily.
Yeah.
My name is Anik. I play Am, the Ryujin, so half storyteller, half DM NPC. Characters still have not learned my name, but technically she's called Ayomi. They've met me in the shape of an adorable little hedgehog who came to help them fix a stuffed toy that was broken because I have priorities. And some of them have seen me in my half dragon, half human shape previously. But no verbal encounters yet. I've not had to save them yet. We'll be playing with heart points again. Yeah. For great heart points are something I can do as a Ryujin. It is one of my benedictions that I can use at the start of a session, which I have decided again to use today because I love them. Basically, every player has 4 tokens. It can be dice, can be Inez used batteries, could be whatever you have laying around. And those tokens symbolize heart points. So if someone does something in character that gives you all the feels, or that you just love, like someone giving away their personal item to help a town they have no further stake in, you can give them a heart point, and those heart points they can use later in the form of fumble points. So if you're making a check and you're very close to getting it but you're not quite there, you can use those points and they add as a +1 per point.
Tiny point of order, my soup betrayed me by being late, so I will be having dinner because it's 7 p.m. here and I'm hungry.
Yep, these things happen.
Okay.
I mean, it's 7 p.m. here, so I'm having beer, priorities. We all have our liquid preferences.
I've got vodka ginger beer, so...
So if it's noon here, I can still have a beer because it's 7 p.m. somewhere, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
that is how it works.
Yep.
You're just going Dutch!
Yeah.
Yeah. So, bearing that in mind, as you're sipping what is probably not beer, we always have our lovely in-character recap by our journaler, chronicler, which is Waden.
Waden. So,
take it away.
our latest
Waden.
entry, a longer entry this time. We had a very busy day. Oh, I said
Actually
that.
did things.
I said that before reading the entry, which starts with, "We had a busy day in Kuriko, and possibly the most exciting yet. While we weren't able to get a moment to talk to Madeline, we had a chance encounter with a dashing young gentleman named Henry, a farmer who had recently returned from their journey and lived here in Kuriko. Henry grew up knowing both Madeline and Hinjin, and was able to fill us in on a lot of the background for the tensions in Kuriko. While Fern left with the animals to find some food, Henry, Hana, and I headed to Hinjin's in the hope of making more headway there. Hinjin revealed to us that apparently a lot of the regulations put in place by Madeline were done in reaction to some suspicious happenings, like finding sheep in her bedroom one day, eating her clothes, despite her doors and windows being locked. Hinjin suspected that Madeline was not being entirely truthful, but Hana offered a different insight. We were no strangers to sudden and peculiar experiences from our journey, particularly around the rare appearances of dragons, and it seemed there was an outside force at play here. As chance would have it, when we met back up with Fern, she told us she had just seen a dragon here in town. It was taunting Lily with a book on genealogy, like the exact one we needed to find, the Lost Hope Senior heir. This meant we needed to lure this dragon out somehow. Fern described the dragon as being blue and black, likely a cliff dragon, still rather small, and a very young dragon. The line that separated town was drawn between 2 dragon statues, and one of those statues was of a cliff dragon. So, the plan was, we would take our food to the cliff dragon statue and leave an offering in hopes of attracting the young dragon. It had worked on the grass dragon we encountered before. While we were there, Henry and Hana spotted something in the grass. Upon closer investigation, we realized what we found was the remains of a dragon egg, recently hatched. Before we could start to plan further, Fern excitedly told us that a dragon had come for the offering. This dragon, however, was a grass dragon, and larger than the one we were expecting. It disappeared before we could speak with it, but now we had 2 dragons to find. I hadn't seen a single dragon in my life, and in 1 week I was now encountering my 2nd and 3rd dragons. To try and lure him out one more time, I had the idea that we tell stories, since that's what dragons value most. I was eager to hear about Henry's journey, and he was about my age, but already seemed so strong and wise from those experiences. And, I admired the way he told us of saving the town of Whitecap after the waves of the ocean mysteriously stopped. They had found a whale that had been injured, and an ocean dragon had stopped the waves to protect it long enough for Henry and his group to help it. One of Henry's friends nearly drowned, but was saved by a mysterious magical figure that carried them back from the water. As I was recanting the many adventures our group had been on already, the small cliff dragon and the grass dragon had both snuck up nearby to listen. They were delighted to hear our stories, and we asked them to help us fix the town and find a way to bring peace between Madeline and Henjin. In return for their help, Hana gave the dragons her book, the one filled with recipes and stories and letters from her late husband and her friend who she was on her journey to visit. The history and tales in those pages must have been invaluable, and it was inspirational and heart-wrenching to see Hana part with such a treasure. With the dragons satisfied, Hana set about casting a spell to transform the line across Kuriko into a delightful row of flowers. Henry had to part ways with us rather suddenly, and I was heartbroken to see him go. I still had so much I wanted to know about him and his journey, but we agreed to write to each other, and I hope I hear from him again soon. Fern and I snuck away to a shop to find a new journal for Hana, and we hope to surprise her with this gift so she can continue collecting more of her wonderful stories.
Yes. Thank you very much. We did indeed leave off with Hana growing, I believe, Henyan's favorite flowers down the center of town, with a few of your own favorite flowers sprinkled in for good measure. Just as Fern and Waden were in front of you with a present.
Just grinning ear to ear, like looking really excited.
I find
I
Lana's
also think we said
demonstration
we were
of it-
gonna have tea because she was tired from casting, so we would have a cup of tea and give her all the stuff.
Yes. The thing about stopping for tea is, though, that the whole plan, let's attract attention by growing flowers through the center of town, has been successful. There is a crowd forming.
Fair enough.
You may want to carry some of that momentum. But there's also a book, or a present at least.
Hannah, we got you a gift. Wait and use all the money.
It was not that much.
Well, it was a big pile of money.
Well, it's not about how much it costs, right? It's
Good.
Go ahead and
because
open it.
then it's from me too. Here.
just it's hard to tell based on her expression whether it's the exhaustion or her inability to actually understand why you did this. She's somewhere caught between the two of those.
Well, open it. We had a gift wrapped and everything.
Like uses the end of her herb cutting knife just to.
Just to remind you, it was a really pretty leather-bound book with plants on it that Waden picked out, and also paper and ink because your husband used to buy that. And because he's dead, Fern thought nobody's buying that. So you need that too.
To emphasize, because he's dead, as though I don't remember.
In case you
We've
forgot
got a
the
guest.
tragic loss of your life now.
Maybe our viewers don't know, and we have a guest who is also in need of more.
No,
Thank you for the plot exposition.
Thank
Yes.
you. She's just very touched, and she's probably going to have a much more robust reaction when we finish dealing with whatever is coming our way with the town.
Wait, write your name in it, because if you lose it now and nobody knows whose it belongs to, and then you've lost it, and you just lost the other one, and it was really hurtful. So write your name in it.
We wanted you to have something that you could still fill with more recipes and stories, because I know your journey's not yet over. So.
Well, this is very sweet, and I appreciate that. It's the kindest thing anyone's done for me in quite a long time.
I would like to remind everyone we still have an elk, 2 goats, And don't we have another animal, or is that it?
We have
No,
the-
Henry had to go get the horse that was being
We don't
arrested.
have the ferret, and the ferret.
And the
that
ferret
went
goes with
him.
Henry.
Oh, okay.
And the
we are
raven left
we are in
with
fact
Ginger.
building enough animals
With a
as
small
companions to outnumber
yeah.
our actual players.
So this touching scene is like between
Surrounded
two goats and
with
and
animals.
Slowly a crowd of villagers, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
You can hear a Henyon walking around admiring the flowers. You hear an old lady that sounds a little bit like a tea kettle swearing somewhere in the distance. And just a lot of people going, do you think this is within the rules? Do you think we'll be in trouble? Let's try and push them over to the other half of town. And you hear, not that far away, if we're looking at the town map, something that sounds like a barrel falling, and possibly some swearing.
From which direction can I try and
And we go like this.
investigate?
A
Which
firm's
way should I be
already
turning?
Massively turn around.
What's there?
Well, Graham, what does it look like as you're dropping a barrel full of corn?
Okay. So, you see a tan-skinned, portly, elderly man. He's like probably not elderly, but like 56 years old. He's got this graying, bedraggled beard, long, kind of tied back hair that still holds to some strands of youth, like dark black hair that's the vast majority has turned gray. And he kind of is still holding to the bottom of the barrel, but it looks like it had fallen forward. And you just hear, "Oh no, not again! Why must I carry these things to my cart by myself? Is there no one to help me?"
The Waden will come running over as he's been called.
Me too.
Uh,
And on the way over, I will ask Waden, is this like with the pears? Is he dumping them? Will
I
they
don't-
find him? Will they find him twice?
We have to
We
make
need
sure
to help him!
we should let him know that he shouldn't leave them on the side of the road.
Yeah, because they'll find him. Okay,
Hi, sir. Did you need help with that? Waden's gonna go ahead and start trying to help him with the other end of the barrel.
Oh, hello, yes, that would be most exceptional. I'm gonna set the barrel down while I'm talking to them, because that would be implied. So if Waden wants to carry the barrel, I just like hand
He's
it
suddenly holding the entire barrel, and now
and
I
I'm
guess
gonna
try to
pick
get
up
him on
whatever
the cart.
corn is kind of spilled, and like I'll pick up the lid.
Let's
of
say
the...
it's a very light barrel because it's almost empty, but he's adding the corn back in, so the weight is increasing.
Yeah.
as I'm trying to get it on the cart.
And Viceroy, Fuzzy Bottoms, and Clover are obviously munching on said corn, but I will try and
We can.
Hurt them away.
keep that to the minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say, Waden, when you say I'm trying to put the barrel on the cart, you don't see a cart particularly nearby.
He's just turning back and forth with this barrel, completely lost.
Where does it go?
Oh, it is so silly. They told me that I cannot bring my animal or carts onto this side of town. But I have always done this.
That's all over now. We fixed that, didn't we?
But we haven't actually
I think
fixed
we're
that just
in
yet.
the process, maybe.
We're in the process. That's
Well, you can just ignore that, I think.
I do not know. They definitely said you cannot bring those here.
I think
And so my cart is on the other side of town, and my boys are waiting for me.
Your boys?
My boys, they are not allowed in town.
Are your boys animals, or are your animals boys?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if Waden's gonna set the barrel down at this point because he doesn't want to carry it across town. Well, we're actually in the process of talking with Monolith and Engine about maybe revisiting these rules, and perhaps if you give us just a little bit, or actually if you come with us, you have like the perfect case as to why we should be allowing animals on the other side. So we could go and talk with them and see about just sorting this out. Maybe like really quick. We already talked to there were dragons involved. We'll catch you up. We'll catch up.
Also, how much do I owe you for the corn the goats and the elk are eating?
Oh,
Wait a
let's call it two gold.
Okay. 2 gold. Then we'll reach into his rapidly dwindling purse.
Sven isn't eating a lot of corn. He still has indigestion from that bad bush in front of Aunt Maltlan's he ate.
But still, it's 2 goats.
I'm waiting for the indigestion face of an elk there, Angela. Come on.
Oh, sorry. No, I got caught up in the bad bush, and I was like, this.
Not the euphemism.
So I was like, I need to process that one. The goat face. I will rectify that. It's.
Okay, so you're gonna come, and who's actually going to address the people? Hannah, are you gonna say things, or wait, and are you going to blind them with your long name?
Oh, well, okay. Well, I could introduce myself, but I do have
does a thing.
Political experience and could talk with, I think, mediating this conversation between Engine and...
At the very least can get their attention and give Waden some room to try and resolve this matter. By the way, my apologies, we haven't properly introduced ourselves, and she goes over to try and finish him, help him finish scooping up the last bit of the corn. But my name is Hana.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Hana. I will extend a hand for a handshake. I am Koro.
Oh, you are absolutely delightful. For quick reference, you basically kind of imagine the old lady from I think it was Sophie or Selfie's older form from Howl's Moving Castle, but she has a big sun hat that's a little bit shaped like a mushroom cap, so very much sort of like what Lana's actually wearing. And she sound like you can hear tinkling of bottles everywhere she goes, because my running auditory description for her is that she sounds like what Link from Legend of Zelda would sound like, with all of his bottles everywhere on his person, because you can kind of smell she has little powders and tinctures all over her, and she's got this big huge button-up sort of overlayer kind of vest, but more like an overcoat that she's wearing, and she's mid to late 60s, so she's older than Koro, but she's
hot.
I still got it. But she's
also,
got
when she opens those bottles, it's a little bit like the scented candle aisle in IKEA.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, and she's strawberry blonde hair that started fading out in color. But yeah, that's Hana. She's kind of ambling a little bit towards you.
Should I get the people to come over here, or where are we going to address the masses?
Well, is there maybe something I can stand on, near the middle of this?
Stand on Sven. Sven won't mind.
I don't know about maybe.
He's huge.
There's if you're
a crate or something, or
you're pretty dexterous. There's a well nearby.
Yeah.
Sven's
or
higher.
just the covered porch area of the inn that has the town hall.
Yeah, I could go on the little porch
area. Go in their little porch area.
I'll go stand on Sven and shout real loud, "People, we've got an explanation about all the things and the flowers, and everything's gonna be alright. We're gonna explain it right now."
So Henyan's amicably ambling over. He seems to be quite pleased that you're doing things. From a distance, what you see coming towards you. So I might be showing my age a little here, but she's best described as the old woman's version of Hyacinth Bouquet. A little older than her, from Keeping Up Appearances, technically called Miss Bucket. She is so old, she's just bent over. She can't be more than, I cannot do feet. Americans help me. How much is like 142 in feet if we're talking meters?
A little under 5 feet. I know this because 5 feet is 1.5.
There you go. Little under 5 feet.
That's a tiny woman.
Mm-hmm.
Hair that's she's very stooped forward. She has that gray hair that has that suspicious kind of blue wash in an absolutely perfect bun. And where you would normally expect like a sundress, we are talking starched khakis and a pressed blouse with one of those stiff collars.
Ooh.
As she is walking around, being followed by the man you've talked to before that welcomed you at her house. Well, welcomed is not the correct word.
Wasn't welcoming,
Spoke to you at her abode.
More like engaged with us.
And
put
some
up with.
more elderly gentlemen and ladies, and what seems to be their conscripted grandchildren, holding little noteboards. And she's okay. This needs to go. This is unacceptable. Everything down this line must. Is that elk's hoof over the line? The grass needs to be shortened. I want that shed a different color.
You must be Madeline. Hi.
Ordering people.
Lady Madeline, nice to finally get the opportunity to meet you. And I see Henjin is here as well.
Enya.
So...
Welcome, travelers, to our wonderful town of Kuriko. We do hope you enjoy your time here and spend some coin and support the local economy. There's bingo nights on Wednesday.
Well, we've been here for a few days already. Glad to finally get to meet you. We've actually figured out quite a few things in our short time here that might help. So if we could have a little impromptu town hall, since I see you're already all here, I'd love to discuss some of these rules and this line, and maybe see if we can come to a new, more amicable agreement that benefits everyone in the village.
Well, Henry did say I was supposed to listen to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very
Glad.
well.
So
please keep Henyon 10 meters away from me at all times.
That's fair. I think we can manage that.
He has it out for me. I know he does.
Well.
And how do you know this?
Look. I'm not saying he did it personally. I'm sure he has his people. But a lot of strange thing happens when he doesn't get his way around town.
How do you know
It's
this?
just the dragons.
What dragons, young lady?
I'm sorry, I'm supposed to let Waden speak.
So.
How about
Yes.
we go inside and we do proper introductions. And you tell me what it is you need to tell me.
Yes, absolutely.
Please tell me the goats don't go inside.
Oh, this is an emotional support goat. She goes everywhere.
The rest of the animals can stay outside. It should be a quick meeting, if that's any consolation.
I lost a very important item to me today that we need to be looking for.
We
I don't
may
have a
be
lot
able
of
to help
time.
with that. We may be able to help you find it. If we could just clear the air really quick inside, maybe get some tea going and.
If it helps resolve the matter and improves more interesting for your purposes and your particular interests, I'm the one responsible for the flowers. So if you'd like to speak about how we might address this.
You're responsible for these. They're not on the approved list, and they're not in the correct order. They're not within the hedges.
Why don't we sit down, have a proper negotiation, and resolve the matter in full and discuss what the proper regulations for it are after we resolve the matter and ensure that everything has been taken care of. I believe we have another person from the village here, Koro. Do I have that? Am I saying that right?
That is perfectly correct. That is how my name is said.
Oh,
He is
Yeah,
not
because-
from this village, and I
No.
resent the accusation.
No, but Madeline, you said we were supposed to spend like money, and I think he's like a merchant, so that's money. So he's very important. So you should talk to.
Yes, I mean, I came here specifically to buy the corn from this village.
It is what
It
we are
has
known
been
for.
nothing but a hassle.
Madeline, why don't you think of it this way? The worst case scenario, you get to discuss regulations and figure out how Koro might best make use of his money here. Best scenario, we resolve everything that's been going on in this town, and we manage to get you your personal item back. Either way, it is a win-win, and either way, it imposes some level of order, which you strike me as someone who really likes order.
I appreciate you putting it this way. When you began speaking to me, I felt a little more blackmailed than helped, but very well. We will.
Also, if we figure everything out, we are leaving.
So that's another problem out of your head.
True.
Are you taking
We'll take
Henry?
the elk.
Oh, the elk. At least that's something. How about the goats?
Yes,
The
all the
goats,
animals that which
they're with
are
us.
involved with us.
Well, 2 of them.
And the giant badgers?
Which now?
I would love to. We'll get to
Badgers?
that. We'll get to that. Table
will
that for now.
discuss... Yes. Waden has put it quite succinctly.
Fine. I will hear what you have to say.
So
So you'll happily go into the inn, to the first floor where they have their town halls. I described it previously that they had their town hall set up where you have like little rows of chairs and a little podium for people to speak at. Everyone except for Coral heard last time about the massive fight that Henyon and Mondlin had here. Henyon being early 20s, adult male, very attractive according to some people. And Mondlin, as I just described her, yet somehow there is still broken furniture, and Henyon is sort of going, I did not do that. That wasn't me. That was for her. I'm just saying, just, if she grabs something, stuck.
Well,
And Mondlin just goes, I heard that. I can assure you, I am in perfect control of myself.
in doing these discussions, would I, as a noble, be able to use my etiquette skill to try and leave a positive impression on people of status?
It would absolutely work on Madeline, who is, like I said, it's very hyacinth. Look, she's not fancy. She's from this little town, and the rest of her family's from some swamp hovel a little further north. But she wants to be fancy. She desperately wants to be at least middle class, but preferably upper middle class. So if you, as a noble, manage to make her feel special,
Okay.
absolutely help your cause.
It's Dex and Int, so these specialized stats are going to make this exciting. What is that? It's a 6.
6.
I believe it says it's contested.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at Malvin's stats.
Ooh.
He is a, what's the word? Hard-headed lady.
Hannah, where are the badgers? I didn't see any badgers. I want to see giant badgers.
Oh, that would be my sons.
Do you...
Yours? Did you adopt badgers?
Not just badgers, giant badgers.
Now I understand. This is out of game related things. Now I understand.
Are they friendly? Can I play with them? I played with manatees. They like me a lot. Can Clover play with them? Can I meet them? Where are they?
Fern, didn't the manatees crush you?
Well, they didn't mean to.
I mean, that's fair.
I am sure they would love the company and the head scritches. But they are on the other side of town, and I still need to get the barrels to them.
We go later.
If you help with the barrels, I will let you even feed them.
Oh no. You've offered the one thing Fern loves, just animals.
Food animals.
Yep.
Feeding them.
I think she can't
This is not-
resist.
We already know what her second class is going to be.
Whatever lets
So-
you have animals.
So, Waden, I got a 7 on a D8 and a 3 on a D4.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm afraid Maudlin
We were
decides
rolling the
that
same dice.
Yeah, I think Maudlin decides that as posh as you aren't uplifting her to your level. You're condescending, and if there's anything she hates, it's being made to feel like the dirt farmer she is.
That's fair. I don't care for her very much.
Can I give a
The
rousing
feeling's
speech?
mutual.
Can I give a rousing speech with my well-spoken skill?
Please do.
Oh,
I
yes.
think at some point, Waden and Maudlin are just going back and forth without actually saying anything of substance. So I just picture Coro hopping on a chair.
I think I carried that one barrel with me. I think I've been carrying it, and I think I stand on top of the barrel
Oh, perfect.
of
Yep.
corn.
Ew.
Listen! Enough fighting! This town is like a family divided, but a family divided is still a family. It is not about lines and order. It is about being a community to come together in times of trial. If the two leaders of this town are unwilling to work together, perhaps neither of you are really truly fit to be a leader. And I think I have to roll a 6 and an 8, and I get a +1.
Yeah, it's in spirit.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw a
in
heart
spirit.
point.
That's an 11 +1.
Wow. So that is what we call a rousing success. It is not technically a crit. It is very well done. I think at least Henyon and Maudlin have enough human decency to look a little bit ashamed. And they're sort of side-eyeing each in a yes, but they started it kind of way. And Henyon, being the perfectly reasonable boy that he is, goes, wait, and perhaps if instead of bogging down in protocol and such, you tell us what you actually discovered, because both Hannah and Fern mentioned magic and dragons?
Yes, yeah. Sorry, I get a bit distracted. I also want to I'm going to give a heart point to Koro for a very rousing
Yeah, me too. Because
speech that also helps us a lot here. Clears
you
the air.
got two of them.
I'm giving you a heart point for the Badgers. Because I understood what Anik had mentioned previously out of game, what the inspiration for the character was, and I love them.
The issue at hand here, the I guess elephant or dragon in the room really is
What's an elephant?
I read
Hey,
about
what if the
them.
dragon's here, Peyton?
Well, no, it's a metaphorical device. Sorry,
You're
I
right,
should speak
one of
more
those.
plainly. There are two dragons in the town. A grass dragon and a cliff dragon that we encountered yesterday, and we shared with them our stories and spoke with them, and the cliff dragon was recently hatched, and the grass dragon seems to have been here for some time, and they seem to have been caught in a bit of a kind of turf war prank competition, and have been continuously antagonizing each other by messing with all of you fine folk here in town. So these strange happenings that have been happening, the reason that they're so strange is because they've been, magically manipulated by these dragons that are, native to your area. So I think the issue here is not between the two of you, but in establishing a strong relationship with these dragons, and telling them your stories and sharing with them everything that makes this town great, rather than fighting over what is and is not the right thing to do. I think celebrating
Tell them about the eclairs. The dragons want eclairs.
Yes, there's a very fine bakery in town that makes excellent eclairs. There's merchants traveling very far and wide to come buy the corn here in town. You have so many things to celebrate, and I think you should share that with your two new local dragons, and perhaps find more peace here.
Henyon's face just lit up as soon as you mentioned that there's dragons, in a oh my god, dragons kind of way that you're all very familiar with, because a lot of you have had the same expressions on your face. Maudlin is looking a little more calculating, but there's still a lot of local dragons, you say. How did you find them? Where should we put down the eclairs? We should have a storytelling festival.
Well, that's a
That
great
sounds
idea. But maybe you could also like make the dragon statue pretty again because we met them at the dragon statue.
statues?
Yeah, you have dragon statues. Well, I think it
at
used
the
to be.
end of the line. Yeah, there was
There are
one
2 of them.
on
and they're
one
all-
end and one on the other, and
Yeah.
I didn't go to the end of the line. I didn't draw it.
Well, there are.
And Henyon just sort of goes, I didn't draw that line. I didn't.
So wait. So let's be clear in terms of where both of you are operating from. I've been led to believe that one of you has had issues with a personal item stolen. The other one has had some kind of mischief happening, and she goes back and forth because the player cannot remember the
That's
specifics
perfectly
at this
fine.
moment. But
It was a
the
very
character
long
remembers.
list of grievances.
Yes, but so, and you both have at different points expressed being upset with and assumed that the other one did that. But Madeline, you're a sensible person.
I like to think so.
Yes, you're very orderly and all of that.
Are you making that face, Fern?
Let's
she looked at Fern,
assume
but Waden was making the face.
let's assume that the worst you believe about Henyon is true, given all of this. Does it seem more likely that dragons who have actual magical abilities and actual capacity to do quite unheard of things are at fault for this, or that Henyon, who, based on what you've expressed your opinion of him is a rather chaotic, messy, or unruly boy, had enough sense to plan all of these conspiratorial things against you?
I was quite impressed with his plotting, yes. I didn't think he had it in him, but considering your explanation, maybe he doesn't.
And
That's actually
Henyon,
quite a reassuring thought.
And Henyon, do you think Maudlin, with her penchant for rulemaking and ensuring that things are going properly and orderly, would feel inclined to descend to the level of chaos and drudgery and hijinks that you've dealt with in your situation, especially since
Honestly,
you
I
both...
thought she lost it. I thought she's senile, she's gone, this is it.
Well, all ageism and things of that sort aside, neither of you has any sense of the line having happened.
No, it was there.
So, Waden, does it seem more likely, based on your very astute education and opinion, that these two are actively trying to sabotage each other, or do you think dragons are more sensible?
In my experience with dragons,
Sensible dragons, my ass.
I think this is very much something that they would do to cause general chaos for their own entertainment.
Also, you both came like, you ate the same exact amount of pies. Maybe if you had like another pie contest and it wasn't fixed by the dragons, you could finally have one ruler? Maybe?
No, I think that all went wrong when we grew our corn cobs and they were identical in length and girth.
I'm very aware of this, but the corn growing season is already done,
That
so you
sounds
can't like
like-
start all over with the corn growing, but you can go start all over with the pie eating.
The corn growing
eating.
does sound like something that a grass dragon would have
Isn't it pie?
interfered
Corn
with.
It does.
It could explain a lot.
Corn eating, you say? I
Yes.
happen to know a guy who has a lot of corn for sale.
He has it with him actually, right here. We only have to cook it.
And buy it.
Whatever, like money things.
Look, the corn, Coro,
Coro.
Coro.
Coro has, right
Corno?
there, is export corn, as we call it. I will not be eating it.
Is it not good?
I think Maudlin will face Henyon. I say we finish out this term together. We have a lot to do. We have dragon statues to rebuild. We have to discuss maybe a storytelling festival. I'm willing
Fairs.
to let
With
your
the fairs.
Henyon can deal with the eclairs. I'm willing to let childish bygones be bygones if you're willing to agree on some more sensible rules for the town. And Henyon is just sort of going, there's dragons. And he shakes her hand, and he's just happy as a kid, going, did you say they should tell them stories? They show up?
Yes, yeah. If you have any like crazy stories, if you've been on your journey or you've talked to somebody from a faraway land, like tell them all about it. They love it. And you have 2 dragons, so like you're gonna have your hands full. You're gonna need
It's gonna
each
be
other.
great. It's gonna be great. Alright. And they shake on it and they start plotting and planning. Ignoring you for the time being, which may not be exactly what you intended to happen.
But I am okay with. I will excuse myself from the town hall and leave them to it.
Slowly back away from the crazy
So,
people.
can Coral get his cart in now because he has to get all the corn?
No, giant badgers are still banned, and that's like both Henyon and Moblin. They dig under the houses.
But if our elk pulls his cart so he can load it,
Elk is fine. No badgers.
we'll pull your cart, Coral.
Oh, that is very generous for you to offer. Let us get this barrel to my cart, and then we can hook up the elk.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's get Sven. Sven some work. Wait, where's our cart? Has Sven just been pulling it? Where did we leave it?
No, Sven's been just wandering along with you.
I think we just left the cart at the inn. Oh, but we're at that
you
inn,
lost
right?
the cart to Juniper.
Oh, we just have Sven. Oh, well,
just
now
have
Sven has a
Sven.
cart to pull. He has purpose again.
Oh,
He'll be happy. He likes pulling the cart.
Does he? As long as
I
it's not
assume
through the
so.
swamp. Just make him. Just don't
Waden
make him
thinks
go
so.
through the
Waden
swamp.
assumes that elk love pulling carts because that's all he
I just
knows.
assume at some point Sven has looked like directly at the camera and done the Flintstones thing of going, "It's a living."
It's a living.
Oh no!
Poor Sven.
Although, to be fair, that would be amusing to imagine 2 giant badgers also doing the same comment.
Shrug. It's a
Yeah,
living.
no, the Badgers somehow have this permanent soundtrack of banjo music. And just really bad lyrics.
So I guess I will lead you all to my cart, so I will pick up the barrel again.
Waden will help
Wobbly.
him carry the barrel.
Oh,
Waden's
less wobbly.
Very strong,
A
actually.
little less wobbly, yep.
And I'll start leading them to the other side of the town, back towards my sons. And
Perfect.
as we get like within earshot of the walls, or where I left them, I'll go, Puko, Tuku, Daddy's back.
I would like to help you with this, but I have no idea what kind of sound a giant badger makes. So we'll just you hear a lot of claws moving along the dirt as 2 very, very large badger heads sort of pop up over a nearby fence.
And
Perfect.
I will lead my companions over to him, and I think my badgers are chill, but I think other badgers are not chill. So
I mean, you are looking at them through the kind. You're the kind of parent when your badgers go wild that sort of goes, oh, they're just having fun.
yeah, it's in their nature.
Yeah.
Can't
Badgers
change
will
that.
be badgers.
Well,
You're a badger
They're so
apologist.
big.
Yes, they are very big. And these ones are only still young. They'll get bigger in time.
They're
These are
roughly
baby
they're
giant
roughly
badgers?
Sven's size.
Oh my god. Can I feed them?
Oh yes. Let me Google what badgers eat.
That
You're
would be
their
helpful for me.
father. You're supposed to know.
Oh man, so apparently a small badger eats several hundred worms each night. But they also eat meat and fruit and vegetation. So
They're pretty omnivorous.
yeah. So
Wait. Does that mean you might have like an extra large-sized barrel that has like giant worms or grubs inside of it? You just hawk towards them to feed them.
oh goodness, that is
That's
a terrifying thought.
amazing.
Waden was excited to feed the badgers until he saw him open the barrel of grubs, and then he was like, I'll watch Fern do it first.
You've just started with goats and chickens. This is like...
He's just gonna observe
It's more complicated.
from afar right now.
It's like, not my fingers! Yes.
Yeah. Badgers have kind of creepy faces, so there's a lot of...
Waden is looking
so you're
actually a
putting
little
the barrel
nauseous.
of corn.
I was saying Waden's actually looking a little nauseous seeing that happen. He did not
That's
expect
valid.
badger eating to be so graphic.
Really not very tasteful.
It's just a badger slobbering a giant worm, and it's not a euphemism.
It's like pasta.
I was thinking of the... Jai, help me. I had to eat it in Star Trek.
Gach!
Gach! It's basically gach. Anywho, so this is the second barrel that you successfully managed to get to this cart.
So I will untie my badgers and I will I think they have leads, so I'm gonna like nail down their lead so that they can't leave.
Yep.
Not because I don't trust them, but to limit the radius of danger they can cause the city.
Oh,
Cart.
how long
Mainly
have
for
you been?
optics.
How long have you been there, father?
Oh, Ismelda, my wife, and I raised them when they were but cubs, several years ago. It was about 9 years.
But 9 years is actually quite old for a badger. Is it different because they're big?
Yes.
Okay.
Badger facts.
Badger fact.
Badger facts.
Question answered.
Graham's
Alright.
gonna kill me by the end of this session from how hard I'm laughing.
I'm gonna get 6 back. It's gonna be great.
Come along, Sven. In
Sven,
front of the guard.
Sven is casting the judgiest eyes at those badgers. Like, he was cool with the raven, he was cool with the goats, horses, fine, the humpback thing, kind of not okay. At least the manatees weren't like competition, but these things, they're getting bigger than they're coming for his food and they're coming for his job.
Sven, I like you better. Don't worry. I think they're the badgers. I was excited at first. I'm a little weirded out by them. I would much rather just, me and you, we're gonna go to Crystal Chime together. It's gonna be nice. We don't have to ever see these badgers again, okay?
Aiden gets a token.
Sven will, like, just huffily turn his butt towards the badgers and nuzzle Waden and sort of
Can we
goes,
give him a
yeah,
little pat? Give him a little
damn
pat.
right.
Yeah.
Damn right
Also-
you like me better.
Probably Sven will stand like perfectly still, showing them how it's done.
This is how you pull a cart, alright? This man's a professional.
Sven's gonna show you how it works.
I just imagine Sven's face as the suspicious Fry meme face, where he's just like, see you evil giant badgers.
Yeah. Watching you. As you've seen Juniper occasionally struggle to get Sven in front of a cart when he wasn't feeling it. He is just perfectly squared off, posing, muscles glistening in the sun, just sort of going, this is how you pull a cart.
I can relate to Sven a little bit now. Waden is finding a kindred spirit. Wants to show off a little bit. So we'll lead Sven over to get the rest of the corn.
Alright,
Right,
so if
you
I
hobble
have...
your way through town, back towards where Juniper's new girlfriend
Honestly,
is.
if they're gonna be like busy with the little meeting for a while, I don't think they're gonna be out here to enforce any of these rules. We could take Sven wherever we want. I'm just saying, I think it doesn't really matter right now. We're in a little bit of no man's land, so just letting you guys know.
So,
Look at Wade and breaking the rules.
what
But
are
they
the other
said
rules
Sven
they
was
have?
okay. Sven could go. They said elks were okay.
Yeah.
So Koro, they had a lot of rules, including how long your grass could be, what kind of vegetation you could have in your garden, the color of your shed, how much you were allowed to load, how long you could be parked in a loading zone. No animals in the entire east side of town. On Wednesdays we wear pink, that sort of thing.
Wow, I've never been more insulted, like, as a person than, like, right now. I'm like, oh gosh.
So basically, Hyacinth Bouquet ran the homeowners association.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Is it Wednesday? Am I not wearing pink?
No,
Oh,
it's
wait a minute.
Thursday. You're okay.
Wait, I'm wearing. All right, I'm good.
Angela is in protocol. Well done.
Stop trying to make yellow a thing. It's not going to be a thing.
That's so fetch.
It's not going to be a thing.
So I have 3 more barrels left, I believe.
You
right?
do.
'Cause I have 2 in.
If you look in the Roll20 app, you should be on one of the maps. You're currently somewhere near the house marked with a 6, and you need to go to the large group of houses marked with a 2.
Okay.
And the dividing line goes through 3, 1, and a part of the yellow house
Like
underneath.
vertically through the center.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since the rules don't apply to us right now, I'm just gonna walk in the beeline that way.
Roll
We got
schmool.
permission, but Madeline said the elk was okay.
Yeah. So we're good.
So
we go
we're
wherever we
just-
want.
I don't. It's so confusing.
It's
It's gonna be weird for a while. They've got to figure out a lot of new rules. I'm a little glad that we're just gonna move on. I don't
Change
like
can
being in
often be
these-
frightening.
Yeah,
So-
regime changes are always messy. So
Regime changes like there was some kind of coup in this village.
you know,
Wayden's seen some stuff. Rayford has a
19 years in
complicated
a castle will
political.
do that to you.
Rayford has a complicated political hierarchy.
suddenly Waden just becomes Solid Snake from Metal Gear for some reason.
Journey is about evolution. Okay.
What's the name of the merchant that I deal with in
Selka.
town? Selka.
Selka.
Okay.
You mean the
who we
one who
met
stole
briefly.
Juniper?
She has
Yeah.
very pretty eyes.
I have no idea who Juniper is.
Well, she was like our friend, and she's like still our friend, but now she's not gonna travel with us anymore because she likes money too much, and that makes me really sad.
Friends and money are not mutually exclusive ideals. One can focus on a career while still cherishing the friends they hold close. Perhaps you should simply remind them of the value of your friendship.
Oh, she knows. She's just not gonna travel with us anymore, and that makes me sad.
We can write her a letter when we get to the next town and tell her all about everything we saw here and everything that we're gonna see between here and the next town.
I know. Anyway,
So I can give away any number of heart tokens, right?
Yes.
Including ones that have been given to me.
No, those are yours.
Okay,
And
so I
technically,
have...
technically, you can give 4 tokens away, but I'm a very generous DM, especially when you're a guest.
Okay. I'll give 2 tokens to Fern, just for talking about Juniper and her feelings.
Oh.
thank you.
Also, question towards Anik. Have the dragons, have we seen them have any sort of presence in town since we summoned the flowers and anything? And since the whole hubbub was happening with the 2 leaders?
You haven't seen the actual dragons, but you do see some bits of the town that were previously sort of suspicious looking a lot more normal. But in general, no, you have not seen the dragons.
Okay, because the one thing that's been on my mind as a player is we still need to get the book back. Because we still need to actually see...
Did we get?
Fern has the book.
Oh, wait, Fern
I have the book in my backpack.
Yeah, we
So
got the
should
book.
we...
Fern has it.
Yeah.
Should we...
Oh, we need to. When we have filled the cart, we should get Lily out of her massage and show her the book.
We absolutely need to do that because that's why we came here.
Yeah,
It is
yeah, that's the
actually-
actual reason. That's
It is
that.
the actual
I'm
reason
trying.
why you're
I'm
here.
trying to do the cat herding and have us actually accomplish the thing we set out to
I
do.
got sidetracked. I was
I've
gonna,
given up on the cat herding. I'm just letting you go.
That's
gonna
why
find
I'm
out all about
trying.
Koro's story, and we're just gonna go with him
Koro?
for a while.
You've been hauling the barrels, so you're probably quite achy, right?
Yes, these old bones have been known to ache.
Well, then we can make a stop at the massage parlor. We need to go there anyway.
So,
That
fun
works.
fact, Coro, when you came into town, the building furnace indicating as a massage parlor, when you came into town, they were advertising as a pet groomer.
It's about the face we made when Anik said
Okay,
that
okay.
just the first time.
That's fair.
It used to, they had a little sign over the door that said Bark Avenue. It's been like crossed out with a crayon and has written underneath Spring Spa.
Okay. I don't mind going with you for a massage. That sounds quite wonderful and endearing, and a great way to spend time with new friends.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you can meet our friend, Lily. She's the reason that we came to this town. We're trying to find a lost heir to a queen. And really, it's a
Lily's
whole
secret
situation.
mission.
Also, if she yells at you, that's not personal.
She
Oh, that
has
is
a
entirely fair.
she has a very strong personality and
She
a
should
very
be.
strong presence.
She's much more agreeable after the spa, so I think it'll be a smooth transition.
So, I'm assuming you're having this conversation as you're heading towards the spa.
Yes.
And just as you're saying how much better her disposition is after the spa, you hear this voice carrying through an open window. I am telling you, if I don't get the dragon and the book in my hands, you cannot massage me enough.
There she is.
That must be her.
Fern?
Yeah.
I'm hearing voices.
No, it's me.
No.
We
It's
got
us,
the book.
Lily. Well,
Are you relaxed yet?
How am I supposed to relax when the dragon has my book?
No,
No,
I
we
have your
haven't.
book.
We have
and
it.
we met
Really?
the dragon and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got this new friend, and he has corn and badgers.
That is absolutely wonderful.
I'm down at the Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom.
I'm not going to ask. I see Lily going down the stairs.
My book. Her book.
Imagine we show her the
the
book and
the
don't know,
book that has
shoes?
the Paddyfoot family tree in gold embossed letters on the front. And she's gimme. I will show my lovely players the handout I made for this.
Ooh.
20 minutes. Because
Also,
Lily,
once
as
again-
soon as that book touches her fingertips, it's like you're not there. She's just flipping through the pages.
Also, Anik, it is very uncanny how much you channel Inez
Yeah.
so well in that.
I
It's-
understand Lily on a deep, deep level. Alright, so, for those of you currently looking at the family tree, I'm very sorry for our viewing audience who does not have this amazing handout that I totally did not make at a random website and using
It's like
family.
hand calligraphy on gold. It's crazy.
I seriously need to buy stock in fantasynamegenerator.com because they're just lifesavers. But at the end, Lily just sort of goes, right, not them. Next on
Huh?
the list.
Is this the wrong book?
No, it's the right book. It's the wrong family. Thankfully, I couldn't imagine Caitlyn as a queen.
So we came here for nothing?
No, we came here to make sure Caitlyn can be queen.
And we met 2 dragons, so that's...
Oh, that's true. It was amazing. You missed that.
Is that an extra goat?
That's...
Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom.
He's...
Sorry, wait.
They let
it's
me
your
keep
goat.
him. They let me keep him.
And
Oh, this is Koro. This is our friend Koro. He's a corn merchant, I think.
And a badger father.
Yes.
Koro the corn merchant. Good for you.
He was actually really helpful in we sorted out the whole thing with Madeline and Henjin, and they're gonna actually run the town together now, and things might actually work out better. So that's good.
Okay, so this is all good. We're all set.
I think we're set here. Yeah. Do you need to? If it's not Caitlin's family, do you know where we're looking next?
They mentioned a few things in the recent letter. There's someone near Flower Bedford, someone near Crystal Chime, and someone with something called the Desert Nomads.
Hannah wants to go to Flower Bedford.
And Sven needs to make it back to Crystal Chime to meet Juniper.
Yeah, but that's just in the end.
Well, I mean, just eventually, like we could go that way if. So.
In general, I think we're just heading north.
Well, wonderful. Well, Koro, where are you heading? I assume you're taking this corn somewhere.
That is a great question that Graham the player doesn't know.
So, fun fact. Ryuutama has a collaborative world-building system, and I was going to ask my darling players to help me with some aspects of the local / nearby. I think town is a big word. I think we can't go bigger than village for what I have planned with it, mainly because I already made part of the picture mapping thing. So nearby is it's basically a really big commune filled with artsy crafty people. They're pretty self-sufficient. They have a small botanical garden. They keep animals mainly for wool, furs, things like that. But they don't grow regular food. So corn, pumpkins, like vegetables, that all needs to be carted in. So Koro and his corn would be very welcome there. So I will ask my darling players, with what I've just described to you, how many people live in this commune?
Like 200, maybe, max?
Okay. There's probably some people moving in and out throughout the years. They complete certain big projects or, need to find something special or particular. So average 200.
Yep.
You wanna?
A fluctuating 200.
Fluctuating 200. See, I've learned from the other times we've done town creations, I'm not starting with the name, because that's never worked out for us. So, Angela, how is their ruler / representative? How are they chosen? Who are they? What do they do?
I imagine a council. It's usually the folks who have the most experience in terms of handling a lot of the main logistical end of things in order to keep the co-op running, and then they routinely elect to sort of have a new set of people when after a certain point, just to make sure that, like, if the same council is elected, it's less a matter of like nepotism or just keeping the same order, and more just a matter of have they kept the faith and the trust of the whole co-op as a whole.
Are they proper practical people?
I imagine they'd live as like permanent residents throughout their term, but then could travel afterwards.
Yeah, they could someone gets replaced usually by like if a new leadership is transitioning in, it's less a matter of like, well, they have no say in what the next one is, but they don't automatically just say, oh, this person should be it, and then they get it. They're more like, here's who I've seen in the community helping out a lot or helping keep things going, but this is a suggestion.
Yeah.
They endorse, but still democratic.
Okay. So, for as far as the environment goes, I already know where it is on the regular world map, but I'm not sure about their micro environment. So, Michael, Forest, fields, hills, waterways? What are they located in?
I imagine some like fields where they have lots of space that they've like lots of land, so they've kind of set up and kind of customized their own area
They can
to
even
have
be
crafts.
on the edge of a desert with where you're going. But that's severe Burning Man vibes. And they're not
I was
mandatory.
just saying you're making
Not
Burning
quite.
Man.
Yeah.
Not
They're
quite out to
permanent
the
buildings.
desert, so they still have some like arable land for like farming
Yeah.
and things like that.
Alright. So, Graham, what is this commune's specialty good? What are they best known for? And don't make it as generic as art, because that's a cop-out.
Oh, I was gonna say they are known for selling tea, like tea leaves.
Very nice.
They do, like I said, have a small little indoor herby arboretum, so they are not made from dead people.
Hooray!
Which ties into the sensory impression a traveler would get from this town. So, do you smell dried herbs and tea leaves when you arrive, or do you think it's more of the animals?
I think it's definitely far more aromatic. Like when you enter, you get this whiff of like jasmine on the breeze, or of like very pleasant scents, depending on where in the small town you go.
Yeah, it's a pretty small town. And then my absolute favorite one that isn't about the name. And this one's open to everyone, the one who has the best idea, or shouts first. What is currently threatening this town?
Coffee.
Soon to be giant badgers was gonna be my answer.
They don't know what's going to hit them.
I think just coffee,
Nice.
because, you know, they've got the most interesting beverage in the wide array, and now people are steering away from interesting teas.
The rise of coffee.
Yeah.
The rise of coffee.
It's popular culture is their biggest
Yeah.
threat.
There
The rise
are
of
like
coffee
star
and
beaks
popular
People are
culture.
everywhere.
over.
Yeah.
People are over tea.
Starbeaks.
People are over at tea and like their art and stuff, and they have to keep up with the trends, and they just can't.
Yeah, like they're set in their ways, kind of.
I'm just imagining the logo for Starbeaks is instead of
Starbeaks.
the woman spreading out, it's just like a bird head with like wings just spread
Oh,
out.
I didn't even
all
go
over.
for the wings. I went for the beak going.
It's like a toucan.
Yeah, like a toucan.
No,
Right, so
no,
this
it's
town
a-
is
it's a
under
heron.
threat by the rise of coffee and popular culture. And what's this commune called?
That's always the hardest part.
Glimmer Grove.
Sure.
I missed the first part before Grove.
Glimmer.
Glimmer Grove.
Glimmer Grove.
I was gonna say Jasmine Glade.
Ooh,
as-
that is. I like that one better.
Alright, we'll go Jasmine Glade.
Well, because I was like Jasmine Dragon. I'm like, no, too obvious. Jasmine Glade. Let's go with that.
There we go. Jasmine Glade. Koro, preferably as this group of random people heads north, you'd like to stop by Jasmine Glade. And Fern, you have heard of Jasmine Glade before. It is the arty place to be. Oh, and I just caught myself in my book. Shit.
There was this one time when a traveler came to my village and they brought this interesting tea and they told me all about it's like a commune and they make all these things and everyone can learn from everyone and it's really cool. And I just keep talking incessantly for like 45 minutes.
Perfect. I'm going to look at my producer and my group and suggest we do the break 15 minutes early as I grab a band-aid because I'm actually bleeding on my
That is
paperwork.
okay.
That
Please
is
do take
unfortunate.
care of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Switch out. We will.
I'm very sorry for the very sudden break time, but it's
No,
actually,
it's actually fitting.
It's a good
it's
pause.
actually really
moment
big.
to pause.
This
Please,
is.
please go take care of yourself.
Yes,
We will see people
we'll
in
switch it.
Let's have
15
role-playing
minutes.
games.
So
safe.
at half past the
Sorry.
hour.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Yeah,
Bye, guys.
that's
We'll
fine.
see you
See you in a few.
See you soon.
we're back.
Excellent. Am I still audible? Because my computer is telling me a
Should
ridiculous
be.
thing about my audio settings. I'm just gonna ignore that and keep talking. Welcome back from our break. The bleeding has stopped successfully. First aiding successful. I even managed to grab a drink as well. Although I think
I hear you
alcohol
on stream.
thins the blood, so maybe I should switch to water. Having said that, yeah, the alcohol numbs the pain. I'll take my chances. We left our intrepid party that I've loved.
Good word for us.
Slowest molasses in the past. Debating where to go next, as Fern is giving Hannah and Waden a lecture on Jasmine Glade, as Koro continues to load ungodly amounts of corn onto a cart.
But Hannah, you don't understand. They grow a lot of herbs. You'd love it there. And they make like all these interesting teas out of it. And then they use the tea to like color the wool they make there. It's amazing.
Wow, well, that does actually sound quite lovely. I wonder if Asuka's ever has done that for her hair.
Is that your lady friend?
Yes. She's
Did
a
you
friend.
write? You should write her a letter on the paper we bought you. You can send it here.
Wait, I noticed you got me a notebook. You got me paper as well.
Paper and ink and a pretty quill as well. So if you write it now while he's doing all like the corn and stuff, we can send it.
That's
Doing
true.
corn.
There is. That's. Why don't I take care of that real quick? And I think she will try and find a spot just to sit and write that down on the notebook. And if need be, she'll hold the notebook against Sven, and then just write it out.
Waden would like to ask Fern about this commune and explanation.
What do you
How
mean?
does a commune
How
work?
does it work? What do
Before
mean?
you
Who's
ask
in
Fern,
charge?
I would like to really briefly go back to Hannah.
Yeah.
And if you could please roll me a Dex Spirit check.
Oh God.
Mm.
No,
Also,
let's
you
see.
started spelling your name differently, and I was confused.
Can I
Yeah?
give?
Oh, that's my mistake. I should have. I don't know why I added.
Can I
I
give
think it's
one
because
heart
everyone was
point
saying.
to Hannah?
Yes,
For
for
the
writing
letter?
to her gal pal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is the correct spelling. I've changed it to be more
Thank you.
appropriate. I think because everyone was saying Hannah, so I spelled it the way I know how to spell Hannah, but it's Hannah. The correct pronunciation is Hannah. But Dex Spirit, you said?
Yes, please.
Uh,
For delicate work,
that's
namely
what I thought
writing
it
a
was
letter
going to be.
on a
Yeah,
elk's
yeah, that's
flank.
what I thought it was going to be. That's a 7.
A 7. I mean, that's not bad. So your handwriting's been better. There's a few. You know how you're writing on kind of a soft surface? At some point you're writing along and you're clearly on one of his ribs and the writing's going really well, and then you move in between the ribs where your paper is, and the quill goes
It
just
dips a little
too
bit.
deep. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a bit of that.
I also kind of imagine there's an occasional, like, she slightly, like, it does the thing where when you write something and then you, like, start going back to try and, like, change the word, but because it's ink, it just kind of smears slightly. I imagine
your
that's
paper
happening.
smells like elk.
Yeah, I kind of imagine she's also, like, trying to avoid... I as a player, would be all for the very lovely queer vibe and, like, expressing of the feels, but she would be like, nope, left turn, not gonna say anything direct, because we don't do that. We don't.
It's still very much the if she ever hints at maybe being interested, maybe I'll consider reciprocating. But for now, maybe at some point in the future we might be in the neighborhood and we could consider maybe visiting if it's not an imposition, but only if you have time.
It's like we don't have to get involved with one another, unless.
If you're saying we should.
I'll
All
just.
right, so the will they, won't they letter 289. Over the years, very much the continuing sentiment of I'm not going first.
I'll scribble a little note to my parents as well, saying, well, we saved the town, met 2 more dragons. How are the goats doing? Bye. They didn't
Alright.
respond to my last letter.
This is
Oh.
true.
I'll write just a quick, like, copying most of what I wrote in my journal, just explaining everything that happened, and leave it with Selka. Was it Selka, the shopkeeper, to pass along to Juniper, just to tie up that loose end for her.
Alright.
Just so she knows what happened.
I don't write a letter.
I've got
You're
corn.
I'll be home by
writing
the
it-
end of the week.
Just writing your ledger. Today was a okay. I got my corn.
Corn acquired.
Nothing of
5
note.
barrels.
Check.
-2. +2 gold.
Okay. Having made your again, the inn has the well, sort of in-game post office, so you can drop your letters off there.
Still no letter from me?
Not from your parents, but there is a note in handwriting that looks a lot like your mom's handwriting, but it is signed with the name of your favorite goat. And it's giving you a detailed description of the last week and what they ate, how often their pen was cleaned, the fact that you own old Mrs. Sanson from down the road, a new topiary, the usual.
Anik, you get
what's
one
your
of
fav-
mine. I love
Thank
this.
you very much.
I love this so much.
There you
My
go.
mommy wrote me a letter from the perspective of my second favorite goat.
Hmm.
Your mommy knows you very well. So, to ask some more leading questions, because I know you may sometimes. Are there any other preparations you feel like you need to make before heading back out on the road?
Water.
I was literally about to say that, like water,
Supplies.
food to make sure.
We would
that
like
we're
to
all-
do the Oregon Trail package and get our water and food in order.
Let's see about those dysentery vaccinations.
'Cause I was actually going to check about that in terms of just overall like spending and such. So Waden spent the money for the notebook cost and the ink and everything. That was from his own.
From his own stuff.
I think
Okay.
all of the money we got from Juniper selling here is still intact.
Okay, so that's still intact because we haven't been saying it, so I've been trying to follow Anik's prodding around that. The water
Welcome
does
to
need to be-
accounting class, Graham. Hang tight.
Accounting class, I passed that.
It didn't say with a high grade, but yeah.
I think I got a B+.
I love this. So the water we need to refill to get it back to the 15. So we need to find a spot for that. And then in
Yep.
terms of food, because I wasn't entirely certain on the merchant end of this, is the food on a cart that we're bringing that Juniper has already taken with her, or is that just the food that the animal can bring, that Sven could bring with him?
Basically, Sven can either carry the full water barrel or the full food chest. But both and all your packs is too much. And if I remember correctly from Juniper's character sheet, a fair amount of your food has gone off because you had quite a lot of food that goes bad in 24 hours and you've been here for 3 days.
Yeah, so we are, in terms of the...
We just have like our rations and stuff.
Yeah,
All of our
because
fresh
we
food is
haven't
not
had
good
it.
anymore.
Yeah, the actual rations are still good. Oh, Hannah,
Uh-oh.
are the cameras okay?
They will be in a second.
Cool.
I hate you, small camera. You're always mean to me at the worst times. Anyways,
I'm just gonna shout out my camera who has not made me a blurry 4-pixel being this whole week. I'm gonna knock on wood because we might do it again.
Oh darn! I was Hana for a moment.
You were briefly Hannah. How does it feel to be
I
old
was
lady?
I was living the dream. Now I'm back to being a merchant.
you got to be an herbologist, and you got to have
Oh.
a gay lady friend who you're sort of into, but it didn't work out.
I knew so much.
And
You
it's-
knew so
oh,
much.
So I've got 7 gold now.
Yes.
I guess I should probably spend that on rations and water.
I'll point out that rations are 10 gold for one.
Did I have rations?
I don't know. I didn't
We
check
can
your
just
stuff.
boil
Oh
some
yeah, because I wrote it.
corn.
Yeah, I had rations.
You wouldn't send me your stuff. You just went, I have it on paper.
I wrote it on
it's fine.
paper because it was easier. Oh,
Guys, we can just boil some corn.
it's true. I do have corn.
If Sven is
Eat your
pulling our
profits.
cart, we can have some of the corn, right?
Sound merchanting principles. Eat your profit.
No, not merchanting. I mean, I'm used to like trading for stuff, and if we're trading Sven pulling the cart for food. I mean,
Well, Sven is pulling the cart to my badgers, and then the badgers can pull the cart the rest of the way because I have 2 of them.
can they though?
Yes, they can. And the best thing about badgers is, if the road washes away, they can dig a hole and you go down in a tunnel and go up underneath.
What? Can we? Can we? I lost my
You're currently
inventory.
on a
Sounds-
rock-based terrain. They can dig through earth and dirt. They can't go through solid stone. All other hints towards a certain other universe aside, these are not earth-bending badgers. I'm very sorry.
That's true. They are just
Not
good
yet.
diggers.
When they're adults, they become earthbending adventures.
That's season 2.
Irrelevant.
Season 2
world.
Rise of the Koro.
Spoilers, I haven't seen it yet.
It's the Legend of Korra.
It's been out for 20
Legend of
years. Get
Korra.
to it.
Anyways, okay, so we need to refill water, and we need to get
Yes.
rations for at least. It's just double checking on a real thing, Anik. So the rations themselves, they only tend. Actual like fresh food will only last up to about a day, but how long
Yes.
do the rations last again? Is it also only a day, or is it?
No, actual rations can last up to 2 weeks,
Okay, and that's just we need at least 2
which
per
is why
day.
they're much more expensive.
I still
Right,
have
that
some
makes sense.
personal rations too.
Well,
Yeah,
I do
me
as
too, but I lost
well.
my inventory sheet.
No, every person consumes 1 ration and 1 water at the end of each day, unless you find something else.
Yeah, and we've only, I think, explicitly stated getting food on 1 or 2 occasions, so
Yes.
I think it's fair to say at the very least our rations are
I have
out.
3 rations.
And for your further consideration, it's nice that Koro is here, but his free animal food goes to his badgers, so you have to consider
But the goats
food
already
for
ate.
Sven
Oh, okay. But the goats
Yeah.
ate.
So
today.
Yes.
and they're equivalent for us in terms of like they need at least the 2 meals per day to function, correct?
You only need 1 meal a day to function technically.
Oh, I thought you had been telling us it's at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day that you had to eat.
No.
No, they're
she
all at
never
the
did.
end of the day. Like
Oh,
you
okay.
have breakfast, but you mark off a ration at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. Just double checking on that. Okay, so we've had 1 day at least
Yes.
that we didn't have to, and then I assume the second day we used up the 1 or 2 rations that we had that we've all been individually tracking, and so now this is the 3rd day that we're in
If-
town.
If we're at the inn where we do the letters, that's
Mhm.
on top of that inn. There's the town hall thingy, right?
Yes, that's the
Can I
red
can I
building in the middle.
stomp in there and see if they're still talking?
Yes.
Are they
You
still
can
talking?
stomp upstairs with ease. Yes, they seem to have not just made peace, but you actually see the beginnings of a storytelling planning committee, and they're discussing the color of the buntings.
Nice.
There is a dragon statue repair committee starting, who are currently
Nice.
bickering on whether or not it is socially and mythically acceptable to paint a dragon statue, and that's a very heated corner right now. That's where the furniture's flying.
Hi. Hello, Onion, Maudlin.
Oh,
Hi.
Fern.
Yes. So you're like really happy that we helped, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Because
You did
we're
mention
leaving.
I'd get my personal item back at some point.
Which was?
The book. The other young lady said to me. She'd
Oh
be able to help.
yeah. That's no problem at all. It's let me just I wrote it down, get the book. This one,
Lily
right?
goes, no, I'm still.
But you read it! You said it was
I need proof!
Oh, just draw over it. We need to get it back. Okay. Like this one, right?
Yes, that is exactly my book.
Good. Well, and also we promised to leave, but there's a tiny little problem with that.
Why are there angry notes in the margin about my great-grandmother being a whore?
Beats me. It's not my handwriting.
We could attribute it to the dragon.
The dragons were really angry. I don't know. But there's a
You
little
see
problem.
Henyon write down a note. Dragons can write! Exclamation mark.
There's a little problem with us leaving.
Which is...
We need supplies. And I'm
Yes.
all out of money because I spent all my money at the bakery to buy eclairs for the dragons.
Right. I see your point. Well, we would, of course, not want to impede your personal growth. We'll encourage you to move on with your journey.
And goats.
How does
And
75 gold
badgers.
sound?
Oh, well, I think that buys a lot of supplies, so yeah. Oh, and then I can spend it in your town, and then
wonderful.
it's all economy and things, right? That's
Yes.
how it works.
It
Good.
is sort of. You get as little, like you as a crochet person can appreciate this. It is like the tightest woven doily with a little string on top that is
Did you
being
make that,
used
Madeline?
as a money bag. Oh, when I was much younger, but when I didn't have arthritis.
Oh, you should try giant crochet. The movements are way bigger, less hurting.
So as you say this and you hold up your pole arm, you realize your pole arm is roughly the same size as Madeline. And she's just gonna
Well,
go,
maybe you can do medium crochet.
I think I'm quite busy for the foreseeable future. Are you taking that insufferable noble with you as well?
Insufferable. Oh, Wayden! Oh, he's actually really sweet. He just doesn't like you.
Yeah. The feeling's mutual. Please make sure he leaves.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Henyan.
Bye.
Guys, I got money from Madeline for leaving. We can buy stuff now, right?
They gave us money.
In
just
all
to
my
leave?
years of being
Alright.
a merchant, I believe that is correct.
That's some serious money sense talking there, Goro. Well done.
The wisdom of age.
Wayden, I'm not good with money, and people tend to overcharge. That's the word, the over.
Yeah.
You can also
So-
just say swindle, you
Oh,
Lily from somewhere
swindle.
behind.
Swindle. That is easier to
Spend
say.
5 gold on a fruitcake.
Well, it was a really bad fruitcake, but they put it in a nice box.
We did get a refund.
You
So
got a
that worked
refund.
out.
Anyway, maybe we can buy like nice supplies for the
Yeah.
trip.
And
Food and water would definitely be your first two things to go for.
Yes.
Usually. Okay,
With-
so we have
with-
75 gold.
With Hana's
we
help,
buy.
we will, purchase the necessary things. Do we need to get a new cart to hold all of our things?
Well,
Might
I
be
have a cart
wise.
that's I have plus 15 for the pack animal for carrying.
Also,
You
we
do?
don't have a lot of things. Now we don't have a juniper.
The thing is, though, you still have a tent and a water barrel and a food chest. And with the merchant gone, that also means Sven has a minus 15 on his carrying capacity. Or at least he loses the bonus 15 he got from being a merchant's animal.
How much does a cart cost?
We're about to find out.
Let's consult the big
500
book of price
gold.
gouging because
Okay,
everything
you
is.
you say that, Lana, but do that
I know.
actually?
Careful with
I
the
know.
actual
It
gouging
might actually
of
be,
the book.
honestly.
I know.
If
You
I
need to
remember,
please
it
watch
was a
your
lot.
It's everything. Everything's a lot.
Economic practices in the actual Ryuutama world are quite astronomical.
Not animals.
The
General
journal I
items,
bought was
regular
100 gold. So,
Not the herbs. swore it was in your summer. Hang on.
Ooh, animals are expensive too.
Yeah, that's also why I've been like, yay, cute animals, but also they will eat us out of our money.
Wait, we could sell Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms.
Could. Why can I not find the cards? Have I gone insane?
But I don't want to.
Am I blind? Am I crazy?
I'm trying to look
It's never a
as
question
well.
you should ask.
Oh, large goods, 1,000 gold.
It's about
We
what I
don't have
thought.
that kind of money.
So we have to take care of Sven, and if we want to keep the water barrel, we don't have actually a cart or the extra. We don't have the carrying capacity to deal with the water barrel, do we?
Well, if Sven can carry the water barrel by himself, then we just have to all carry the
yes.
food.
Sven has gone down to a regular carrying capacity of 15 instead of 30.
So he can
Okay.
do the water barrel.
He can do the water barrel.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so-
I think the food chest, but then not. No, oh, no, never mind. He cannot do both.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Well,
So-
we can carry our own food.
There are 20 put together.
I
How
still
much is
have
the water barrel?
a fair amount of item capacity because I did upgrade my strength.
I can still carry 5 extra things. So.
I can carry 9 more.
Whoa.
Size 9 worth of goods.
Damn.
I have 8 more carrying capacity. Because I don't take that many things, because I don't have a lot of gear.
Oh, no, I have 6 because I don't have the genealogy book anymore.
This true.
So I have 6 spaces. So we have enough to carry,
So-
like, food and stuff.
If you want an additional pack animal, those are 500.
But how
but
big
if,
is Sergeant Fuzzy Bottoms?
if you
Can't
give them
you-
like a bad attitude, then they're actually cheaper. You just have to deal with a pack animal with a bad attitude.
We also have to feed another
How much
animal.
space does a tent take?
Whew, a tent is 3.
We have
could-
2 of them.
I could throw
Yes,
those
I-
on top of my
Currently,
backpack.
depending on if you have a person watching, you're good with 1 tent right now.
I
Because
have
one
space.
tent sleeps 3 people.
Waden can carry it. And I
Okay.
can carry it. It's no problem.
I can carry 2 tents.
Yeah, me too.
So we
Your
can each
bedding
carry
is
1
one.
tent.
Yeah, but the bedding is already calculated.
If I remember correctly, Waden has a pillow for an extra 1 because he needed a pillow to sleep at night.
Yeah, I have all of it in my inventory right now. I have 17 size 17
Okay.
worth of stuff, and half of that is bedding and pillows and things.
Oh
Yes.
my god. No, but we can
Ah.
take everything. We don't have a problem. We
It
can
really
only
does feel like a counting class again, though.
We
The
just have
only
to
thing is
split it
we
all
c-
up and load
we
ourselves
can't
down.
take the food chest. We just have to take
Yeah,
food.
I
The
think that's
food.
the main thing that we have to leave
Yeah.
behind.
Could we sell the food chest for a little extra spending
Ooh.
cash?
Actually, I said it incorrectly, and I apologize. Sven can carry the barrel and the wooden chest.
Hey, problem solved.
Where'd he go, Sven? He's a professional.
He
Wait,
is.
Yeah, because
Water
he's a little bigger than a regular pack animal.
so he can carry the water barrel and the food chest?
Yes.
And then we'll
Okay.
just take the tents on our backs.
Waden, you take a tent. I take a tent.
That works.
Okay.
So it's 3 spaces for a tent, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tent.
And the water barrel holds 10 days worth of 15 days worth of water. And the wooden chest holds size 15 worth of food.
Oh. This is fine. But how many food can we buy with our 72?
Are you
72?
going for the kind of food that goes bad in 24 hours or for the travel rations?
Well, I still have some travel rations.
So you have, okay, food
think a couple
is
extra
5
rations.
gold for a single day. Disgusting rations are 5 gold for a single day. They don't go bad in 24 hours, but there's a chance that you get poisoned.
No, thank
Let's
you.
get we'll get the good rations
And-
and we can get some regular food just for like today, tomorrow.
When you say the good rations, I'm going to assume you mean the regular
Normal.
rations, because there's
Yeah,
also
5
delicious
gold one.
rations, and
Average
they're 70 gold
rations.
for 1 day.
Average rations.
70
70, 70.
7-0.
for 1 day?
They give you a +1.
Ryuutama economy is.
They give you a +1 on your condition check. Everything that has a mechanical effect is hideously expensive.
That's
I'll
what
buy
I would say.
one with my 7 gold. I'll spend 5 to buy one 24-hour ration.
1 24-hour ration, perfect.
Have I eaten today? Is my real question.
So the thing is, I'm trying to be nice, but technically, no.
Then I eat it immediately.
Okay.
So
So you're
I'm
good for
covered.
today.
Now I'm down to 2 gold. And what can I negotiate? I think I have a trader skill.
That was usually for how much money you make on the corn you're going to sell, which means that you're going to have a much better deal once you get to Jasmine Glade.
Okay.
Okay, so we can buy 7 normal rations that'll
Yes.
last a while.
Yes. Koro
Yes,
has
of
what
course.
we said earlier, a liquidity problem.
when you want 2 badgers in a cart,
Wait.
it costs pretty much everything.
Priorities!
wait, so what do we get? So I just for the sake of the quartermaster, I have listed right now without anyone's personal gold added in. We have 575 gold with the money that we've been given by the leaders. What are our total expenses so I can start minusing this off?
If we buy 6 rations for 60 gold, then we can buy 3 of the 24-hour food for us to eat tomorrow with the last 15, and that's just using the 75.
Yeah, I think that's good. Let's
No,
not
wait, so that
dip
was
into
60?
the.
So it was just 60 we're spending for the...
It'll be a full
Which-
75, but it'll get us 6 rations and 3 portions of food for tomorrow. That'll go bad in 24 hours, but we'll eat it
Are
tomorrow.
Are we not sharing with Koro?
I really need folks to say just one more time for me. Okay,
Sorry.
so we're spending the 75, and that is getting us
6 rations,
6 rations. Are just as disgusting, or
normal rations
normal.
for 10 gold each.
okay, so 6 normal rations. So
And
that's
then-
2 for
Yeah.
for the next few days. Okay,
And then 3 of like regular food that'll last us 24 hours, and we'll eat that tomorrow.
and
For
is
fun
that
content, follow
disgusting?
the Ryuutama game.
No, just normal food, but it spoils in 24 hours, so that's why
Oh, okay.
it's only
okay.
5 gold
Look.
each.
D&D has shopping episodes for magical items. Ryuutama doesn't even give you magical shit. You just gotta stay alive.
It's just food. Just basic nutrition and
Again,
sustenance.
the group that left town without water had a very bad time. I'm just saying, you should consider things.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So right now
Oh,
we're down.
and also, Hannah, we need to buy some food for Sven.
Yeah, no, that's the player is just trying to keep track of this, and that's why I'm
That's
asking
okay.
it one bit at a time. So that's just for
That's
our.
for us to eat.
Maybe
That's
type it
everybody.
in chat. Type it in chat.
I'm writing it down as my notes right now.
No,
So
but
I'm
if
gonna
Waden
do-
types it, you
Yeah.
can.
Oh, that helps too.
And I just want to give Hannah/Angela a hard point for being the absolute angel and becoming the quartermaster after we lost the merchant and actually
Mine
doing
too.
this.
Mine too.
Thank
My
you
last
so much.
one.
Okay, so 60 gold
You
for
get
6
one of mine
rations.
as
how's
well.
that? And then 3 food for the day. So, and then Koro, obviously, we need to make sure that he gets fed at least for however much. We only have an hour worth of streaming time, quote unquote, but however much that travel is, he still needs to.
Yeah, and I assume once I sell my goods, I pay it off. So.
Oh,
with
but he
interest,
can.
so.
I have some rations still in my bag. I can share with you
I
and the
have some.
badgers.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Math is hard.
They need to be eaten anyway.
Okay, so is Koro is okay in terms of us spending
Just the
more
animals
on him?
now.
It's just the animals that are left.
Koro probably only needs enough water and food to get him there, because I think my my badgers are covered.
Okay,
Uh,
so it's just us covering Sven because we need to sadly sell Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms.
No!
I'm trying to remember which one we decided because you were the one who suggested it.
We're not selling any animal. I was making a joke.
Also,
I
as
didn't
soon as Fern/Lana suggested selling Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom, Waden actually got sad. So I think
Yeah.
I'm double checking. This is a player logistical end thing. I need to know because this is
I'm
matters for our
checking whose
costs.
beloved animal companion are we selling today.
This is my job. I have to ask the hard questions. Who's leaving? So obviously none of the animals are leaving. If that's the case.
How many
so
hours are left in the day?
That's a good question.
It's getting pretty damn late. We're talking duskish.
Okay. So what you're saying is I couldn't volunteer to garden for 2 hours for someone for like 5 gold, so they don't have to sell them.
Actually, if you go to
Just so
Ash's
we have
place,
money.
Ash is absolutely desperate for assistance, even though Waden adopted one of his goats. He's still dealing with a camel he never asked for. So if you're willing to like walk the camel for a bit, you could probably get some cash.
Okay. Koro will do that.
You get thrown the leash of what is quite easily the largest camel you've ever seen. And he just says, okay, don't let him eat anything. He has a very sensitive tummy. And I don't want to deal with it.
I know about tummies. Well, I will take good care of him and bring them back.
Her. Them? I don't know. We got his balls off. I don't know how to just look after them. But he kept humping. He kept trying to hump the cats, and they're just too small.
You know what they say about camels and humps. They go together.
I was gonna, before you said that, and Nick and Graham do the Geico joke of like the camel just being like, hey, Mike, Koro, you know what day it is? It's hump day.
You're right. We would have been wearing pink though.
That's
True.
true.
It's true.
So do I need to make a check to keep the camel
yes,
from
I was
eating
just
things?
about to look it up before I got distracted by humps and humping. I think that was an actual euphemism. This might be the first time I'm admitting this on stream. So as much as I like the PDF for having Control F, I'll just really like flipping through the book.
There's a tactile joy in doing so.
Exactly. I think in spirit. Unless you would like to convince me that dealing with snarky camels is part of your job, in which case it's int, but I'd have to hear your pitch.
Okay. So I have a higher intelligence, so my argument is badgers are very temperamental, and I had to suffer through raising these 2 giant badgers to have some modicum of decency. So I think a giant camel is, while not the same, I think that it would be reasonable giving a lead to kind of walk it along safer paths away from any topiary.
I can go with you on the we must keep our giant ambulatory stomachs away from edible things. Sure, roll double int.
Okay.
If this weren't...
That is an 8 and a 2. And then, you know what? I'm only here for 1 episode. I'll use 2 heart points if I can.
Perfect. That is a very good result.
You can't even keep your heart points, so you need to use them.
Gotta use them. Now I'm down to 1.
So, Koro, tell me what it looks like as you guide this camel around town successfully.
Sure. So I think I have the lead really held tightly up close to its muzzle, so like it can't bend down to go eat something without me knowing it's trying to do that. And I think the entire time I'm telling it stories. I'm like, I remember one time when I was a young boy, walking my father's mule to the store. And she was a wonderful mule, so well behaved and very excellent. Lots of people gave them extra treats for being nice and not doing bad things.
So, inspirational stories.
Yeah. All of my
Educational
stories are
stories.
inspirational.
Every few
Excellent.
seconds, just have to pull back in the leash. You just see this gesture from the camel just going like...
Yep. Yep. Let's see how much money you make. So Ash is pretty desperate. He already offloaded Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms, or that damn goat as he knows him, onto Waden. But you taking the camel away while he cleans giant mounds of poop out of the garden, he's perfectly willing to give you 14 gold for this.
Thank you for your generosity. It was a pleasure to help. Next time I am in town, I will help you again.
Great. I hopefully by the time you come back, I don't have to deal with every animal, and some of them can just go back over the line.
If you would like, I can look for a buyer for it.
So it's not technically mine, but yes, please.
I'll give them a thumbs up. And I will go back to the
Coral,
group.
corns, and camels.
It's a new business venture.
Camel trading.
Camel trading. I've upgraded.
Really up and coming.
Up and corning.
So many camels
Yeah,
on the
so I
vine
will
joke.
give the 14 gold I just earned to the party to pay for whatever rations and water would make up my travel, or at least help.
All
I
right.
think that covers him.
I think
Was
you're
there
right.
was there an expense for refilling the water barrel?
No.
Okay, I didn't think there was, but I had to double check
Sneak.
because this is a very weird town too, because of everything going on.
Well, they're very busy, so you can sort of sneak to the well and just sort of go.
I told you, if they're in that meeting for a long time, we get what we need and get out of town.
If this were a video game, there's suddenly a stealth mission that occurs in the middle of it that no one likes, of us just trying to sneak over to fill the water barrel with water.
Ugh, I hated the sneak missions in Zelda as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
You're not wrong.
thank you. I feel validated. All right.
On
Just
to
game so hard.
Jasmine
So-
Grove.
Duskish, are you traveling in the dark?
Oh.
I mean, I could sleep in the back of my cart.
We have 2 tents. Like, you could sleep in a tent if you'd like. Do we want to? I don't know. It's that, or we stay in town, and then we'd have to also pay for a room in town. And also, we did promise them that we would leave, and I don't know that
promised
we need to
we'd
stay that
leave.
much longer.
Yeah,
Maybe
We're
we should
literally
just get
paid to leave.
she
Maybe we should
doesn't
just get a
like
head
you,
start.
Waden. She wants you to leave. She thinks
We
you're
can at least
rude
make
and
a start.
snooty.
Like you
That's it's a difference of opinion. I think we could get a head start, and we could have a day on the road. Maybe head down to the beach, and we can camp on the beach before we leave.
Fern would really like that.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's a good idea. Why don't we go do that?
I was about to say, there have been suggestions about camping on the beach from the first moment some of you saw the ocean for the first time. So now might be a good moment to embrace the waves.
Quick question as we're heading out, because I assume now let's transition to that point is a good way of doing it. But what is Lily's? Is Lily planning? Is Lily coming with? How is she feeling about the water? She's generally had a nope water reaction.
This is why animals are banned in half the town. Lily would prefer very much not to camp on the beach. But she's also well aware that she should be incredibly grateful for the amount of work this group has put in for her mission. And as much as an anger management issue she has, she's never particularly ungrateful. So she'll bite the bullet, figuratively. Probably drink half a bottle of whatever medicinal stuff they sold at Barks at the spring spa. And as long as the opening of the tent doesn't face the ocean, and I don't have to stand watch.
That's fair.
Seems fair
I'm
to me.
happy to stand watch.
Would that entail a direction check to see if we're like heading the right way to start heading to Jasmine Glade?
For now, if you're camping on the beach, you're actually moving away from Jasmine Glade, so I would say no, but I will expect one in the morning for when you actually head out of town.
Okay, but that will probably mean a camp check at some point when we finally settle down.
Right about now, actually.
Okay.
Which reminds me, before all of you roll your camp checks, I need a quick moment with our guest player,
I also
who
asked something.
needs to roll a condition check.
Okay.
See how you are feeling. How are you doing?
All right, and that's a 1d6.
Nope. That is a. I forget this always, and I just want to touch my book again, preferably without it cutting my hands. Strength spirit.
Strength spirit. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so 6s. That's a 6 and a 2. 8.
8. All right. Please remember that number. Or write it down somewhere, depending on how well your short-term memory works.
I have it circled.
Perfect. In that case, who would you like to have you spearhead your camping check?
Before we do that, I rolled a 7 on a magic check. Is that a success, any?
For your alarm.
You're casting alarm?
Yes, because I just took it as my incantation spell when we leveled up to level 3.
A 7
honor
is
burn.
enough for your alarm spell.
Okay, so we will. Whoever does this will have a +1 to the camp check. I imagine hers. It looks like she pulls out a little bottle, lets out a little powder, and it coalesces, and it becomes very cold, and it looks like a little candy ice cube at the inside of a little bell.
Learned from Juniper. That is adorable. I'm gonna give you another heart token.
Okay, and the camp check this time around, it's Dex Int.
I can.
Yes.
I can roll it. I have good dex, but not good int.
Yeah, it
I
really needs to not be.
But I still have heart points.
I have I do have high dex and int. Those are my 2 stats.
So why don't we let Koro do it, seeing as he's joining in?
Help us set up camp.
How about you let Koro roll the main check, and then Waden can offer support.
Yeah, I can assist. I'll show him how
8 and a 3.
we do it. How we do the camping.
So 11.
11.
Oh, I got a 6 and a 3.
Oh, that's
Which puts me at a 9.
Wow, that's an incredibly successful. So, what dice are you rolling, Graham?
D8s.
Okay, so it's not a critical. Sorry, gin tonic delivery.
Oh.
So it's what we call a
Jealous.
regular success, without meaning to diminish your accomplishments. So mechanically, for the group, they've had a few easy days in town, so it's not particularly climactic. They just means that they wake up with full health and full magic points, which is very good for Hana, who spent just about all her magic points casting flowers, which begs me the question, how many mana points did you have left to cast Alarm?
18. I had. Well, you hadn't asked me how many times I needed to cast.
No.
You didn't.
I kind of assumed you spent all of them because it's a very large town. You've 20
I had
magic points?
18 before. That was I had 20 before I spent the 1 because it was not specified how many times I would need to cast it. Because I was just trying to do one patch along the line to just cause a big hubbub.
Ah,
They were
okay.
doing
I thought you were
entire
doing like the line downtown.
I was trying to do it along the line, but I wasn't trying to do the entire line. I was just trying to do one big patch in a very public space that would cause attention.
Either way, you'll wake up with your mana points fully restored, so you'll be fine.
Exactly.
I am interested to hear. So Koro, you have these travelers with. Waden's helping. The rest are paying various level of attention. How do you direct them to set up a successful camp on a beach with 2 badgers, an elk, and a cart? And 2 goats.
The benefits of having badgers is well-trained badgers. I have them use their claws to dig like a trough around the camp so that like the high tide can't get to our tents.
You have a moat.
Yeah, like a little moat around it, so then it's big enough that all the animals can kind of rest to the far side and we can kind of set tents on this little high rise.
Perfect. So Waden, as you point out, okay, so no, high tide is actually another 3 feet this way. He has, what were their names again? Your sons?
Puko and Tuku.
How do you direct giant badgers to dig a moat?
I think I have a whistle. And that's the necklace. It's like a necklace with a little tiny whistle. And it's like a handcrafted wooden whistle of like oak. And I kind of give it like 3 toots on the whistle.
They behave perfectly. Normally, you need like animal handling checks, but you raised these to be your family, and they understand exactly what you mean. Can I get a perception check from either Waden or Fern, or both? Whoever wants to check in.
What's perception again?
Dex int. Oh, it's the same
Yes.
ones I just rolled.
Oh, you mean the one I'm so good at. I'm sorry, guys. I've got an endometriosis flare-up, so
Just
Oh,
breathe
no.
through the pain. I'm just trying to distract you.
I'm doing that.
It was a 4 and a 3. I thought for a second it was an 8. I almost had a critical success. It's
I rolled a 9.
An
A
8
7
and a
total?
9.
A 7
A 7 and a 9. So, Waden, you're a little busy helping Koro find the best spot for the moat and the tents. Lily just sort of goes, I don't know which tent I'm sleeping in yet. Make sure they both don't face the water or I'm not getting in. And she's like still halfway up a cliff. Fern, you see just misery in Sven's eyes. You also notice Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom starting to eat the back of one of the tents.
Guys, Sven doesn't like it here.
Sven's looking back towards Koriko Village.
Oh, I'm sorry,
It's okay,
Sven.
Sven, do you miss Juniper?
Oh.
Oh, I know, but you know what? Juniper told us to take care of you because she's going to go back into the swamp with all the dinners you didn't like, and we're gonna take care of you and bring you back to Crystal Chime, and we love you very much. And I know we're not like Juniper, but we're family.
As soon as you mention the word Crystal Chime, the ears sort of go from like just sad and halfway, just sort of perk up a little.
You
But
wanna
he still
go
has
home?
these big brown eyes just going,
I know, Juniper. Go on, I cry too. You wanna cry together? Cause I'm sad too. She was my friend. But you're gonna see her again, really. And we're not the same, but I could be your aunt instead of your like mom. I know. Do you need to cuddle with Clover? I'll get Sergeant Fuzzybottoms away.
he just sits down on his butt, makes an angry elk face at Sergeant Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms.
Waden, you need to keep an eye on your goat. It's eating the tent.
Sorry, I don't know how to make him stop doing that.
Well, you
Stop
need
it.
to bond. You need to. I'm taking
um,
care of these. Take care of your own goat. You know
Okay.
how to feed him.
I'll sit with him and pet him and feed him and just
How are
look
you
longingly
feeding
into his
Viceroy Fuzzy
eyes.
Bottoms?
Well, I only learned one way how to feed a goat, and it involved
That's
a
right.
bucket, and it was feeding lots of goats at once. So, I am out on the beach with a single goat, but I'm still throwing and scattering food all around for him to go and pick up by himself.
Perfect.
That's the. He's all alone. You can just give it to him in like a little wooden bowl or something.
I thought he enjoyed the hunt.
If I had another heart point, you would be
I'll,
getting
I'll,
it
gi-
right
I'll
now.
give you
take-
my last heart point that I have to give to someone.
Hard points for that statement.
I thought he knew how to hunt.
He's not a hunting dog. He's a goat.
Oh, well, I didn't know how they normally behave in the wild. I just...
Do you think? I mean, I'd love for you to have a goat. It's an awesome goat. More goats, the better. But are you ready for a goat? Should you maybe start out with like a guinea pig?
Well, I think it... I don't know. My parents never let me have a animal before. They said it wasn't my responsibility to take care of the livestock, even though I was
No,
always kind of interested. But
I get that, but maybe goats are very headstrong, and for any particular, maybe a puppy.
You could always try giant badgers.
well,
Those are like a specialty, maybe. Hannah, what do you think? Because I think Waden should have a pet, but maybe not an adult goat who's eating our tent.
I think it would be best in the morning that we take. I was about to say admiral, but I forgot. Has risen in
Viceroy.
rank. Viceroy.
Viceroy.
Maybe
for
he's an
Graham's-
emperor by now?
For Graham's
No,
context,
Emperor's soon.
we
but not
started
now.
with I think it was like private fuzzy bottoms, and he
Corporal,
just
sergeant.
corporal,
we
and then
keep
it just rose through the ranks within the span of one.
I
Yes.
googled the list.
That's fair. Well-deserved title.
It had an absolutely meteoric rise in amazingness.
You know, Waden, I think you should have an animal, but maybe I was a little bit forward. You know, all the kids in my village, they grow up with animals, so giving them a goat is like nothing, but you didn't grow up with animals, so maybe you should like start with something a little bit less headstrong.
Well, I'll admit I may have been a bit excited, and I know that the innkeeper there really needed some help with all of the animals, and Sergeant Fuzzybottom has been nice to have around, but I think maybe a bit of a handful, especially with all the other things
Maybe
we're doing.
We could get you like a miniature sausage dog puppy.
Maybe we could take Fuzzybottom with us to the Jasmine Grove and see
yeah.
if perhaps
can trade
he'll be
him.
happier there.
We can trade him for a pet that would be more useful to you, something that does like hunting.
Possibly.
A falcon. No.
This campaign just turned into we're gonna make Waden a ranger if there's
Yeah.
the last thing that we
What
do.
about the hunting dog?
No, but you know, sausage dogs are hunting dogs, but they hunt like rats. So
Well,
start small.
It's
I will
yeah.
point out, in a game where dinners are literally six-legged crocodiles with goldfish tails, you're not quite sure what Fern means when she calls something a sausage dog.
I don't at all.
They have
But
like
I'm
short legs, really
nodding
long,
along.
cute face.
That's why I was doing this gesture. I'm imagining the little dog waddling along, just going
I
like
think-
this.
I think it's just one more thing I need to figure out on my journey and find something
I'm
that's the
sorry,
right fit.
I pushed a goat on you because I thought
no.
everyone likes goats.
I do. I like the goats a lot. I don't know if they're the right fit for me, and I think that's what I'm here for. That's why I'm on this journey, to find out what's the right fit for me and what I'm going to do when I get back. So I appreciate it.
Okay, and maybe we can just tie him up like just out of reach of the tent because they're like
Yeah, if we'll
Money?
find a little,
Costs
maybe a little
money?
higher up where there's
Yeah.
some grass coming up through the sand, maybe, or something that he can maybe munch
Yeah.
on.
And also, Sven needs a hug because he feels alone because Juniper left him just like she left us.
I'll
No,
probably
it's
stay
fine.
with-
It's fine.
I'll probably stay with Sven tonight. I miss Juniper too.
Yeah.
Sure, if
Oh.
Alex were here, Juniper would miss all of you as well.
Yeah.
did.
Well.
I did get something for you, Fern.
What?
I
Why?
know. Remember, I know we weren't able to stay at the beach on the way in, but
No, we're here now.
I thought you'd enjoy the beach, and I know that you enjoyed
Yeah.
collecting shells
Yeah.
as well, and I found one that you might like, and I want to take
Ooh.
out a little piece of the cliff dragon shell that we found, just a small piece that I pocketed to give to Fern later.
Won't the dragon be angry?
I don't think he needs it anymore, and I thought it'd be a nice keepsake to remember our time here.
I could add it to the flowers the other dragon made. Let me just put it in my hat. Is it pretty? Is my hat cute now?
It looks
Nope.
wonderful. I like it a lot.
I mean, it's eclectic and charming and, dare I say it, daring. It is still not mechanically cute.
Okay, but does it match the cuteness of my mountaineering Crocs?
Absolutely, 100%.
I love it!
It is as cute as you believe your Crocs to be.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you.
Of course.
That
Yeah,
really
or-
makes up for all the crap shells you've picked up when you were looking for them.
I knew that you weren't happy with all of them, so I figured
No,
I'd
but you
keep
tried
looking.
real hard, and that's...
I
I'm
kept
really
looking.
happy you tried.
I'll keep looking for
Yeah.
nice ones
No,
for you.
no, it's fine. I'm here now. I can do it.
Okay.
You just all hug Sven.
Yeah.
Thank you. You're not an obnoxious noble. You're fun.
Thanks. I'm glad.
And Fern skips off into the sunset, finding
Having
more
no
shells.
idea the remark about shells was offensive in any way, shape, or form, which is absolutely fucking perfect. So, Koro, while
Angela,
we briefly lost Angela,
Angela's on the
at-
floor.
like before this, you've mainly been focused on your corn and your badgers. As Fern skips away, making remarks about her hat finally matching her shoes, you look down and you see the most atrocious Crocs, but with like mountaineering grip soles, decorated with hideous crochet type pins.
To be fair, they would be gorgeous crochet pins because it's
They
Fern.
are well
Yeah,
crafted,
but the
but the
colors-
taste level is
fair.
questionable.
Tacky.
You know, like the 70s brown and orange and purple, but
Oh,
little
no.
bit faded.
Well made, yet hideous.
They're so cool.
Oh, part of me wants to just not even remark on it. Just feel like it's a safer bet to let.
You really
sleeping
don't
dogs
have
fly.
to, but Koro would absolutely notice those and go, oh.
Those are very interesting footwear you have. I can tell they took a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know my little cousin, she picked out the colors and I think they're like perfect. I never would have thought of the combination, but it's like amazing.
Yes.
Thank you for noticing. Ooh, shells.
Alright.
But yeah, I don't think Koro would say anything after that. Yes, I think it was just like flat, impassive. Just please don't keep talking about it.
Please don't.
Nope.
We do not speak.
It's actually really hard to insult Fern, except when you point out she's dumb. Then she gets annoyed, and when you
Oh.
patronize her,
Yeah, Koro would never do that. Koro.
no.
Koro has tact.
Koro's old enough to know that people can be passionate about things that suck and still be a good person. So he would just be
I
like,
mean,
"Oh,
you adopted badgers, so
exactly." Like,
you're
I was
going
Very
to
open-minded.
talk.
You might either consider people may have terrible taste and still be good people. You might also consider that people with terrible taste might be interested in certain mercantile options. 'Cause apparently-
I can buy it for sell her ugly shit.
exactly. What other people would never consider buying. This might be your market.
oh, I have come up with a new idea for footwear. Uggs.
Are they just corn Uggs? They're just like furry, like corn.
Made from corn husks.
Okay,
Yeah.
I not to be a cat, but Anique once photographed me in a dress made out of corn husks.
I did.
So, and I
Was it-
also made corn husk footwear to match. So yeah,
Was it
Which
comfy?
lasted for less than the photo shoot. It just fell apart.
yeah, I can move. Pictures were cool though. Anyway,
I love this group. I just want to restate that for the record. I love this group very much.
We're just a collection of weirdos and everything works fine.
Is
So-
it the next
Time
morning?
to camp.
I was about to say, unless people want to discuss, debate, I don't know, fondle each other, or wander off, find a monster, do something at night. I'm giving you options, Angela. Don't give me that face. It's a free world. The other option, of course, everybody has a peaceful night and wakes up refreshed the coming morning because she had an incredibly successful camping check. Hit points are restored.
what's the temperature like?
It's actually getting colder, considering you've had some seriously hot days, like sweltering. I could almost call this pleasant. The sea breeze is amazing.
Fern shall dip into the ocean in the morning.
Ooh.
Yes.
Wearing,
Not a lot.
I assume. Excellent. So most of you walk up to splashing sounds.
Woohoo!
And that.
I think probably Hana would hear that coming back from going to go look around to see if she can hopefully get an herb of some kind.
Please make your herb check.
I just really, really want, but
I want you to make your
Theory,
herb
Hannah
check.
is good at herb
this
checks.
This is the thing that I'm supposed to be good at.
Yes.
But
To be
has
fair,
not-
Fern
I
is
don't
supposed to
know
be
how
good at
assisting
crochet.
works, but if Hana needs help, I will try my best to
Well,
help.
she would actually ask Koro if he'd like to come along. I think she probably would enjoy the company of someone who's
Not 20.
yes,
Licensed.
exactly
Not
that.
these the kids running around on the beach.
Yeah, just leave the
Well, the
toddlers
kids-
behind.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
I'll help.
I would assume, Anik, that the boost from my previous day's condition to my int dice size does not carry over to today, of course, right? Because
Technically, you're supposed to roll your condition before you do the herb check, because the condition is
so-
literally when you wake up. So
Yeah, that's what I
condition
figured.
checks from everyone.
so, yeah,
And again, that
Strength,
is.
spirits.
Yes, I can do that one.
strength, spirit, which
That's
I'm good at
fine.
for both of those, but we'll see. That is...
10 from
I just remembered I should be rolling for Lily. Yeah, Lily.
I
Oh, that's very
rolled
good for me.
an 8 on my d8, so that's
Ooh, aha.
critical success thingy.
If you you have to have the max on both your dice.
Ah, crap. I've got 9, but I guess it's 10 again, so I'll use my heart points.
Okay, hang on.
Usually
Time
10.
out. You have a 9.
Yeah.
Let me check really quickly because I'm not making a hot, so that's a -1. So I'm pretty sure you're good with a 9.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure 9 is your target today.
Okay, so I can get one higher. So it is.
Yeah, you're good.
Can
So
I
it's
have
your
a 10?
target.
Okay, so I wake up feeling great. I will take off my clothes, run butt naked into the ocean, and go. Whee!
Honestly, though, condition doesn't have necessarily like a threshold. It just tells you how you're feeling. So just
10
write
or
down your
more.
number somewhere,
Mhm.
unless you fumble or critical. Koro had a 10.
Yep, double 5s.
Hana.
I also had double 5s.
I
Perfect.
had 6 and a 4, but I also
And
got a 10.
it's not hot weather, right?
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So so my die size increase does not carry over because that's not higher than 10. So I will be rolling the herb gathering with a d6 and a d8.
Well,
Or
it's greater than or equal to, right?
No, it's 10 or higher. So
Oh, it's
Koro,
10.
So you do get
Hana,
your
and
die
Waden
size.
get to increase the die, and if Fern, spends a point, you also
I
get
do.
to increase the dice. So Graham, a 10 or higher on your condition check for the last half hour that we're playing this game with you.
Oh, okay.
It means that one of your stats, you can increase your dice size. So if you have a d6 in anything, you can make it a d8. If you have a d8 in something, you can make it a d10.
bam!
Ooh.
Finally.
And this is for the final leg of the trip?
It's for the day, basically.
Okay, so I
But
guess
in your
I-
case, that's the final leg of the trip, but it's for the day.
Maybe
Okay.
I can come back.
He can. I mean, if you want to play next week, you're fine.
Well, I mean, if you'll have me, I don't think I have anything. I'll have to check, but that's a 5 and a 7,
Nice.
so
Anik.
12.
Glorious! Behold my check.
Is that a success?
That's an 11.
Is that an 11?
It's a success. I
Nice.
finally
I
get
even have to
use my.
assist.
Well,
Are you
if-
feeling okay?
Yes, I'm actually present, and I'm kind of curious.
Woke up
What's
feeling
the
okay.
range?
Koro magic!
Cora's
Nice.
just. I'm imagining like if Koro's joined her, like they've just been swapping stories, and she's just been enjoying the fact that she's gotten someone like. Probably in a sense, it's like being around like her husband and like a few other friends she used to have.
Yeah,
And it's like,
Koro's been
this
very
is a good day.
inspirational to all of us.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm attributing that to our guest being here and affecting all of reality.
Okay, so you are currently in hilly terrain.
Okay,
So you get a church bell dayflower.
excellent. That's what I.
Ooh.
thought would be it. So that
Cousin to the ordinary dayflower, the church bell dayflower produces blooms of up to 3 feet in size. They prefer to grow on hills and bloom only in the brightest sun. So the last few days have been absolutely hot weather. So clearly the conditions have been just perfect for this flower to go. And you can pick one successfully without it necessarily wilting away as soon as you touch it.
Yeah, I kind of imagine it's maybe actually she's asking Koro to be. Maybe actually she's able to do the successful part because Koro is there. She's like, now, you've dealt with rowdy things before. This is another rowdy thing. Please hold this while I clip it. 3, 2, 1.
And Koro is just going, this flower is much smaller than a badger.
The way I thought it was like, I think Koro would like pick random things and she'd be like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And then he'd like pick another one, she's like, no, that's not what I'm looking for.
And then it's like 30th time that's happened. She's like, Koro, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Wait.
Perfect.
Thank you. You are a most charming and helpful of people.
You are quite welcome. Assisting a friend in a passion of theirs is one of life's greatest pleasures.
Oh, you are an absolute sweetheart.
Oh, come on, Hana. Your girl's waiting for you. Stop flirting.
She likes
Waden.
everybody. I don't know what you're talking about.
Waden. So, Fern is splashing around. The elderly are picking herbs. What are you up to?
I'm gonna wake up. I probably maybe slept in just a little extra because he was pretty tired. I'm gonna check in on Sven and Admiral Fuzzy Bottom and make sure they're doing all right. And I might.
You notice that Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom.
Viceroy.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I keep.
He worked for that rank.
True.
Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms has been staked. Not in the vampire way, but in the way where you put a pole in the ground and tie something to it. Noticeably further away from camp. And the thing tying him to his stake is Lily's belt.
Oh.
And he's looking smug. And you haven't seen Lily.
I'm gonna look around for Lily and maybe call out for her.
Make me a perception check.
Ooh. That's something that I'm almost good at.
One
Dex
of your finer
and
points.
It's one that I'm half good at. I'm good at the dex and not the int. Oh, but I got a 9? I have heart points. I'm gonna make it a 10.
Perfect. That's a success. Thanks to the hard point. Because you see a figure walking up on the cliffs, much further away from the ocean than all of you are, because Lily absolutely hates the water. And you know the figure is Lily because of the way her shoulders are set, kind of angry, and you can hear like bits of angry mutterings in between the ocean waves and the wind blowing about that damn goat and eating her letter and she needed that, etc., etc. Let's just say, considering how much you know of Lily, you are currently thankful Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms is still alive. There are threats about turning him into a coat on the wind.
I will perhaps choose to give Lily some space right now.
Probably wise.
And I will get Lily's belt back and maybe just leave it with her things and take Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom aside on a little lead and take him away from camp a little bit. Maybe walk down to the water and just
This is starting to sound
just
really
dip my toes in.
assassiny.
No, not doing anything. Just
Taking him away
I'm
from
gonna take him away
camp.
from the camp.
where he's safe with me and away from Lily and away from
Safe,
causing any
yes.
more destruction or trouble.
Alright.
And just
It's
like dip my
preventing
feet in the
assassination.
water. Dip my feet in the water and kind of check out the ocean.
Fern will run past, going whee!
Oh, oh.
So
Splash, splash, splash.
Clover and Sven are also staring daggers at Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms. You get the feeling that maybe he's just getting out of line a little too much. Like even the other animals are going, look, we have a good thing going here. We have a good thing going here. Don't fuck this up for us.
Don't fuck this, man.
Maybe
Just became a mob. The last 20 minutes of this session just become a mob movie. We're just all trying to figure out who killed Viceroy Fuzzy Bottoms.
But we have that's one of the genres we haven't touched yet. We still have time.
A mob movie with a naked hippie running around. Yeah.
It's very on brand for this entire group.
It's
Okay, so let's just assume Hana and Koro safely and successfully return to camp. Lily is getting space, and Waden is preventing the assassinations of
the Viceroy.
Fuzzy Bottoms. And Fern is getting a bit of sunburn,
Yeah.
actually.
Because, sun, water.
It's reflecting off the water, double dose of sunlight. It's
Yeah.
starting. Like, you haven't felt it yet, but if you go like this, it stays white for too long.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well. I
We've all been
shall
there.
I shall take my extremely long blue hair and make myself kind of decent to walk towards my kids. Because I don't care, but some people seem to.
Fair. So, Koro, your giant badgers are, like, they don't mind the sand and the rock. They don't seem to like the salt spray very much. They're like butts towards the ocean, and they're sort of like,
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Oh, Puko, Tuku. I know, you are ready to get going. And I like the simple tunicon, so I'm just gonna rub each of their eyes, like none of the salt.
oh yeah, clean the eye buggers.
Yeah. So I'll
Perfect.
get them all set, and then I'll like wipe some sand on it, I guess, like on my tunic. So are we ready to continue our journey?
Yeah!
Yeah, I think so. We've got.
We're going
everything.
to what's the name? Jasmine
Grove.
Grove, right?
That is correct.
Glade.
Glade,
Jasmine
right?
Glade.
Glitter Grove, Jasmine Glade.
I knew the right one, and I was just like, I'm gonna let us continue until Anik says something.
And then we end up going to a completely separate town.
To be perfectly honest, I muddled the town names 2 weeks ago, and then the tweets were wrong as well. And people like who played in other one-shots with me were like, "Isn't that the surf going?" Fuck, I said the wrong one. But we fixed it.
Anyway, let's get the dancing.
All right.
So,
Travel check?
head towards Jasmine.
Oh,
Glade.
I would like to cast a spell before we leave.
You cast
That is allowed.
magic?
Yeah.
He has
I
2
wanna
giant
cast
badgers.
Arrow compass.
Oh, I was also about to do that too.
Look at
You know,
the 2
looking back, I
dudes.
realized we could have traveled at night because I had pure crystal light as a spell.
I know.
And
You're
I was
literally
like,
the only one who would have been able to travel. Alright, so arrow compass and another arrow compass are to go stack.
But it doesn't say they don't, but also that's for direction check. We have to do travel check first.
You have to do travel
Yeah.
checks first.
We have to see if
Yeah.
we're how badly a shape we're gonna be in after traveling.
All
These are my absolute favorite checks because every time someone fails this, it's hilarious.
It's
So,
usually a-
strength and dex for Graham and
Oh, hell yeah.
everyone,
Alright.
actually. But Graham is the one who hasn't played this before.
Today's a good day, everybody.
1 sec. I'm
This is what I made.
Oh
for.
my,
Behold my glory.
that's an 8 and a 6.
my
That's
dear.
great.
That's the
Critical.
max.
I get to roll. Oh, ooh, a max. I get to roll a d10 and a d8. I would like you to guess my
Two and
roll.
one?
7?
Yes.
2 ones.
A 2 and a 1.
Oh, God.
Ooh. At
I
least they
rolled a
weren't both
fumble.
ones.
It's
A
not a
3.
fumble. It's not
Plus,
a
you
fumble.
have heart points.
I have 1 more heart
He doesn't
point.
have enough hard points for this.
Can I
Alright,
give
so-
her one of my additional heart points
No.
that someone gave me?
She still doesn't have
Oh,
enough
no.
Not
rolls.
how it works.
So a 3, a crit. Michael?
I got a 10 and a 5. So 15.
I think this
shit.
has something to do with this sunburn,
Yeah, probably.
heat
Hana?
stroke.
You can feel free to check my roll in the roll 20 because
Ah.
glory.
So many different screens, though.
It is. It's a critical success. A 6 and a
Another
6.
critical. Wow, you're doing so well.
It
Okay,
is a good
so
day.
the criticals. You have a +1 to your condition. So the condition check you rolled this morning, add 1. This prevents you from getting injured or sick if something bad happens. Waden, it's a day. It's a pretty regular day. Fern,
Yeah.
like you already said it, but over the course of the day, that sunburn,
It really hurt.
I'm pretty sure that's a blister.
Yeah.
And another
On
one.
my butt too.
Yeah, that's what you get for not wearing anything. They're kind of everywhere. Also, you're a little foggy.
I drank some salt water
Focused.
too. It was not smart.
In total, you lose half your hit points.
I will offer Fern my umbrella for the sun.
I already have.
It's not,
It
I
doesn't
know, but maybe
count.
it'll help.
Would the magical spell help, like Cure Touch?
What does it say on Cure Touch?
That's a good question that I should probably pull up.
Probably, maybe.
I only
also
wrote down
have
what
it.
the spells were.
He also wounded an instant caster
Tell
rolls
me.
intelligence and heals a target's HP for that amount. Because I also have Cure Touch, because apparently we think the exact same way.
Yeah. Old people logic, only beneficial spells.
It really
Old people
hurt.
logic, magic that doesn't kill us.
Take care of each other.
Yep.
I'm 79 and I'm traveling the road. I need to be able to heal myself.
Okay, so that is casting times Cure Touch, add 1d6.
So,
yes.
Koro, you're also casting Curing Touch because Fern looks like shit right now, and I mean that in a very loving way.
If Hana is doing it, I probably won't. But if she still looks like shit after someone else does something, then I'll do something.
Question. Koro, do you have the additional spell thing that boosts Cure Touch? Okay, so
He's a merchant.
I rolled
yeah,
a
he's
7.
merchant.
I rolled a 7 on the magic check. Is that a success or?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, it is.
So with that being the case, so then I roll. Pulling this up, I roll for the way that Cure Touch works. I will put that in chat. Cure Touch, I roll 1 int die and then heal a target HP for that amount. And Cure Plus Plus, I total have to spend 6 MP for this, but you get a D6 and a. Where is it? My stat.
It's
And a
another
D8.
D6.
So int Dex. So I will just do some check that does int Dex, and so I'll do initiative.
Oh, actually, remind me, Fern, what was your condition check?
Ooh,
10.
that's good.
It is not successful. I'm sorry. I thought I was mistaken. I thought Fern's condition was lower. You have to meet or beat Fern's condition.
Oh.
Oh, so I for the magic check.
No, wait, that's casting a spell on an enemy. You're still friends, right? You still like
Yeah,
each other?
Yes.
I wonder. It's I imagine she has like a bottle of After Sun or something.
But if you still like each other, you're good. You're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
you might want that because I rolled a
It's a heal
6 on a D6 and a 6 on a D8. So you heal
So
for-
I'm full up.
yeah. So I
You
kind of
heal
imagine when she
me.
comes back, she's like, "Oh, Fern," and she like.
Oh, poor
See her
baby.
pull out. In contrast to all the other bottles, she has an extra, like a different kind of glass bottle where it's a more liquidy kind of substance, and it's like this will feel uncomfortable at first, but it'll feel better afterwards.
Get burned when I'm in the fields with the sun, and when I swim in our lake, there's trees above it, so I never knew that when you swim in it.
Okay, it's okay, it's okay. I have you. And it's
The magic version of there.
yeah, it's there
It's
and
After Sun.
yeah, and I think Fern would probably feel and smell something like very sweet ice cubes, like Juniper's little thing that she
The
always
candy
tried to
cotton
use.
ice, the candy ice
Candy
cubes.
ice.
Yeah, you'd see she managed to replicate that because she was paying attention to how Juniper would cast things.
You
That's
already
very
managed to
really
copy that spell before Juniper ever left, so I understand how that would
Thank you so
work
much,
through the rest of
Hannah.
your magic.
I won't swim naked anymore.
Well, or at least just come immediately to me right afterwards, and we'll check in about that.
Okay.
Don't
Really
worry.
hurt. Thank you.
No, it's okay. But let's get on our way. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is throughout the journey, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
having to happen a couple of times throughout it.
Yeah, every time Fern goes, I have a headache again. There.
My butt's chafing.
It's just, Ryuutama just turned into, it's a car
Also-
ride with kids.
Literally not a euphemism when her butt's chafing. That is literally what's happening. I just want to point out she's literal.
Y'all really
so-
are the two parents in the front, and we're the kids in the back seat causing trouble.
You're
Lily's
not-
already stomping ahead going, oh, Fern!
But it hurts!
I'm going to need a direction check. And if I remember correctly, Lily's the mapper.
Yes.
For that, oh, that's only a 5. I don't think that's high enough to pass for the magic check.
No. Assuming you want to cast arrow.
Yeah,
I'll cast the arrow thing since.
so you have to
Okay,
roll
we-
magic to see if it
Roll a
works.
magic check to see if it works, or if your
Then
magic
you-
goes,
then
no.
you-
So, what is a magic check?
Magic
next
is G-A-E. Magic is. Let me pull that up. real
Can you
quick.
look that up while I grab Lily's sheet?
Yes, I'm doing that
Thank
right
you.
now. Magic is int spirit.
In spirit.
Okay. That's a cool whopping 1d6. For a 1.
Well, int and spirit.
Int and
Oh,
spirit.
in spirit. Okay, then that's a 5.
No, it's not high enough either.
But if I
no.
add 1. Nope. Then.
Not enough.
It's based on the terrain you're in. So.
Oh, that's fair.
As far as I know, I don't think we spend the MP for casting it. It has to be a success on the actual casting in order for
I'm
it to go
pretty
through.
sure you spend the MP as soon as you successfully cast the spell.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because Ryuutama is a very nice game, and it's not like you fumble your spell slots away.
Yeah, it says if the magic check is equal to or higher than the target's condition. Yeah, you're right, like Anik said earlier, which our 5s are not on.
Yeah. Because I have an 11 condition right now.
Yeah. So Lily will as she's already in the lead, woman on a mission, coming through.
Int.
Int.
Is it something we can help with?
Someone can assist her, and they probably should.
I boosted my int, so I have
But there's a
D6s
1 and
today.
a 5 in there.
And I have lots of heart points still. Let me see.
Lily isn't here, so even though I tried my absolute hardest to act out her rage, Lily doesn't have any heart points.
I have an 8 on my dice, but I also have 3 heart points that I can throw at this.
An
since
8
we're
is
near the
enough
end.
to.
Okay.
An 8 is like you have to beat a 5 when
Okay.
you're assisting. Sadly, that puts Lily on a 7 because I rolled a 1 and a 5 on her d10s.
Do my heart points
But you
help?
do have a hard point. I gave you one.
Yeah, it's true. Ayomi will use a hard point for Lily,
So
which
that's
puts
8.
her at an 8. No, she's not going to use her hard point because the target is 9.
What about Waden's heart
Alright.
points? Waden has some.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Lily
no.
is distracted and angry and stomping around
I feel a bit
miserably.
responsible because of Viceroy Fuzzy Bottom's behavior.
I did try to eat her stuff. So you head towards Jasmine Glade, but it's about, half speed. I imagine there's also some stopping to heal Fern in between.
Yeah.
Hannah, can we just slip behind that big tree because in the back it's pretty much.
Well,
Are we stopping again?
Lily, imagine if it was one of your kids. I think that's the end of the discussion.
Big
Thank
yes.
you, Hannah.
as long as they don't do it again.
It's probably going to happen
I
again.
won't do it again.
All right. So it takes you roughly 8 hours to travel 4 hours worth of distance. But again, maps of distances on world map, not indicative of actual distances. To the... I'm so bad with cardinal directions, that's why I always need them on the map.
East?
To the southeast of Rayford, you come across... You don't actually see the actual town at first. You see a tower from it very far away. It's very noticeable. It's a really tall white tower. And you're pretty sure that that's where you're heading.
I think that's it. And Fern is like walking way quicker than she has. I think Lily will get really annoyed because I was lagging behind all this time and now I can walk quickly.
So, suddenly you can run. Jasmine's Glade is normally half a day away, but you're traveling half speed. But as soon as Lily manages to hone in on that spire, you can just keep going. So at the end of the day, duskish, you're heading very close to Jasmine Glade, which is also where we need to end today's session. So you're not quite there yet, but you're close. And Hannah is at least heading towards Flower Bedford and her gal pal. Does anyone have anything particularly necessary or dire that needs to happen in the next 3 minutes before you get to Jasmine Glade? Anything during the trip other than your bum hurting, Fern, we know?
No.
Alright. In that case, we are going to call it a night. I want to thank everyone for watching/playing with us. And, yeah, who knows? Maybe Graham will be back next week.
Yes, please. I unfortunately will not, but I think Fern will find a place.
We have a lot of people going on summer holiday because in the Netherlands, this is the time of year that all the schools unleash the children on their parents, whether or not they like to.
And thankfully, our lockdown has made it so we can actually do a tiny bit of traveling. I'm staying in the country, but I'm going camping. Yay.
Yeah. So we're going to have a whole bunch of guests, hopefully. We have some fun people lined up. We're going to drop Fern off in what is probably a commune that may or may not be good for her. And Waden and Hannah will continue on. Hopefully. Let's hope they don't fail too many travel checks.
The two canon queer characters are going to be going to help the one person go with her gal pal.
Yeah.
This is what I signed on for. This is truly Ryuutama.
It really is. Honestly, we also had some people starting as non-canonically queer, and yet here we are. I mean, Juniper started out straight and now is a girlfriend, so, you know, anything can happen. Don't be blind.
That's true.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for guesting.
I do mean guys in a unisex way, which I should probably reiterate. I'll remind people that we still have some sponsors. If Waden or Michael could type /sponsor.
Yes, I can.
Because I still can't type right now. I built a new PC and I need to log into everything, and I've lost all my passwords because I've always stayed signed in for like 2 years.
Got it.
I feel you on
As
that.
you do.
Use NordPass, it's nice. Not a sponsor.
I should. Okay, so Michael.
I got the sponsors in for you.
Thank you. So we do need the raid. Please don't
Yes.
cut me off this time.
I won't. I have all the rating, how it works. I finally think I have it figured out, and I promise I won't cut you off. I'm sorry.
I tried. So for Graham, I tried to advertise a one shot we're doing on Open for Adventure, and I got cut off mid sentence.
Oh no!
And
I've
he
done that to
claimed it wasn't spite, but who knows?
It was an accident.
I feel like Michael's too much of a sweetheart to actually do it.
I know.
That's
but
what he wants.
Exactly
just
what a
the
villain
thing.
would want.
How they
to
get
say.
you. That's how they get you. All right, we're going to say goodbye to people, and we're going to go counterclockwise this time around, and people moved around on my screen, so it's going to be a big fucking mess.
Oh.
Lana.
Oh, hi. Lana, illustrator, Lana Lace 4. You can see it down here. You can find me there. Yay. Thank you so much for guesting, and I'm really sad that I won't be playing for 2 weeks, but then I'm back, and yay.
Yay. All right, Michael.
I am Michael. I am at Michael Elliott on Twitter and Instagram. You can see it on the screen. I play games.
Games.
I play games like this. I play tabletop RPG games. I also stream video games on twitch.tv/admiral_effort. And yeah, that's most of what I do right now because quarantine is a thing. So
Quarantine.
yeah,
All
that
right.
explains most of it.
Angela.
Hello there, everybody. I'm Angela. I'm here playing Hana, and you can see me on Sundays running Arrowvin. I am also one half of the Queerly Yours podcast with my partner, where both of us as trans folk talk about polyamorous relationships and just general relationship stuff. Most of our advice boiling down to talk to each other. No, please, actually, for the love of God, actually talk to each other, because it solves a lot of your problems you think you have.
Absolutely scandalous advice.
The most scandalous because it's the most boring and people don't want to hear it. And also I am on Twitter at Phoenix24Fem, where I am also I have a Patreon, which has sadly been unattended for a bit, but hoping to get back to that as I am a professional writer and poet. I have a piece that will be coming out as part of the summer equinox issue for Art for Ourselves, an online media publication done and written by entirely QT Poc folks. Mine will be in response to The Last of Us 2 and the trans character of Lev in there and the questionable choices that were made around that. So
Choices.
yes, many things. I have many thoughts around that. But and also yeah, I do music commissions for folks for TTRPG campaigns, streams, and websites. I've actually done one that was here for an earlier short shot series that happened. And I'm also for another, I think, Welcome to the Party members website also has one of my pieces. So if you need nice acoustic music that can bring the feels and things of that sort, or just needs some music for your campaign, hit me up. I do good work. And I think that's everything. I have a lot of things. Oh, also I'm working on my own first game. So that's another thing.
All the things.
I
think we mentioned sourcing playtesters from people you already know earlier.
Yes, you will probably be one of those because I actually had an epiphany about some of the mechanics. So you get to be small animals traveling to find their friend.
I have previously played as basically a quokka with an engineering degree, so just hit me up.
Yes, this will
Alright.
probably be a thing.
Thank you. Graham.
Hi everyone, I'm Graham, and firstly, thank you for letting me play. You let me live out my one true fantasy, which was being a guest star on another show, and this was delightful, and lived up to all the years of hype. Today I played Koro, your favorite merchant. On Fridays, you can find me at twitch.tv/GrahamCrackers with a Z, where I play Heros Nerfos, your favorite tiefling paladin.
Is he Dutch?
French accent, but I'm really bad at it. And you can find me on the 25th on Open for Adventure, playing in the E80 one-shot, which is on the 25th at like 8 p.m. I think. Playing Ninette.
Please mention time zones.
Eastern Standard Time. Everything I say will be in Eastern Standard Time.
Because I'm in that one shot, and for me it's an entirely different time.
Yes. Then you can also find me every Saturday on Stalwart Initiative playing Arzavash in D&D in Space or Avengers in the Verse. But I guess it's Dark Matter. It's a Dark Matter campaign.
By Mage Hand Press.
By Mage Hand Press.
Thank
At
you.
5:30 Eastern Standard until 9.
Thank you very much. Alright, so my name is Anik. I am currently only DMing on this channel. However, in the future, I will be running a D&D 5e campaign. Don't cut me off! I can see you typing!
I'm not typing anything yet.
Hana
really
was.
do. Oh.
Sorry, Angela was. I don't love you. I can end your career. No, that's not true. All right, so
Oh my gosh.
in the fall, I will be DMing a D&D 5th edition campaign based on the Uncaged anthology on the Open for Adventure channel. I'm currently recruiting my players, and I'm sure they're all going to be amazing. There might also be some other nefarious plans surrounding Halloween on that channel that may or may not come to fruition because I have a very busy schedule, but I also need to play more games. And Graham already mentioned it, we're having a homebrew 5th edition one-shot on Open for Adventure the 25th, where I will be playing Evan Bembridge, the gnome artificer, who is not at all a calm person. Ever. For any reason.
Sounds like what a con person would say.
You can't prove anything. You can't prove it. I have a Twitter, it's politics, it's art, I make watercolors, and before Alana says it, I have commissions open. There you go. I beat you
They're
to it.
gorgeous. Like this.
Thank you. Oh, I did paint that llama that's on her shirt. It's the judgmental, no drama llama. I'm very proud of him. And I think that's it for us for this week. So again, lots of people on holidays, either with their jaws broken or otherwise. But we're gonna fill the slots and we're gonna have a good time. And Ryuutama's gonna keep going.
So we get to Flower
now
Bedford
you
or
get to
bust?
read.
Flower Bedford. I said Flower Bedford or bust.
Flower Bedford or
We're
bust.
gonna make it.
Who are
You're gonna
we
make it.
rating
We're
today,
rating-
Michael?
We are rating
Who are
Kelly.
we rating, Michael?
Who are
I'm
we
saying it.
rating,
I'm saying it
Michael?
right now as we're talking. We're rating Kelly Jane Games. They're in a Call of Cthulhu adventure, so it's going to be a change
I
of
did
pace
DM Lana
from
and a
what
bunch
we've
of
seen.
other idiots through a Call of Cthulhu adventure, and they failed to save the world, and I love that game so much. I'm very
Did you
excited
just
about
call
this.
me an idiot?
I did. It's the
So-
game where you were too busy being a lesbian to save the world.
I mean, good reason.
That's not an unheard of thing. It's actually quite standard lesbian fare.
Lesbian and dog mom. Thank you very much.
It's true, you were very
that's-
obsessed with your corgi as well.
No, my Quaker.
Quaker. My apologies. Alright,
Alrighty. We will.
are we ready? Are we
Yes,
going?
we're
gonna
ready
play
to
Call of
go.
Cthulhu? Bye
We're
guys.
going to the
Hopefully
raid.
see you next
Bye,
week.
you guys.
Take
Y'all
care,
have a good
everyone.
night.
Bye.
See you next
Farewell.
week.
Take care of each other as well. We love
Stay
everyone.
healthy and safe.
Stretch, hydrate, usual.
And we're out.
Ah, I got the plug the one shot.
I always
Ah.
imagine whenever Anik ends things with like,